full functionality again. I don't know where is. Shit. I don't know. One piece of tape will do. No, there's some tape. That actually might be enough. Yeah, my camera stand kind of broke this quarter, and I have to buy a new one. But until then, ghetto rig. I'm going to ghetto rig this fucking camera to work. It doesn't fucking fuck up on me all the time. Somehow. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's really good what I did, but it's at least better than it was. Yeah, it's a little bit more sturdy, not likely to move around. Okay, and then I am back up. I was thinking, I don't know, I don't have to. I could, right? Shit, what did I just do with that? What the fuck? Oh, there it is. Okay, well, thank you, Zelly. What's up, Zelly? How you doing? I am going to play some Rust. I'm in Rust, and I'm going to play some Rust. Yes. Come back, you. Why are you out? God, Rust is a bad fucking client. Jesus Christ, man. How's that legal? Fucking 15-second fucking frame rate drop. Oops, wrong headphones. I'm sorry. Where did I put my other headphones? Da-da-da. Okay. Okay. Hey, Zelly. What's up? Time to play some Rust. Yeah, I've been yakking all afternoon. Time to get to it. Do it 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 to it. I am gonna cook some fish. Cook some fish. Wah, wah, wah. Why North Korea is now impossible to escape. That sucks.
Always keeping their head down for fear of discovery.
Yeah.
But for those who do keep running, those who make it across the border, beyond the reaches of the Chinese government, and the betrayal
Get shot by the South Korean cops. No, I'm just kidding.
of the brokers, the fear is still not over. You see, one of the ways Kim Jong-un figured out how to control these southern DMZ border guards is collective punishment. The reason those guards flee the border less often is fear of what happens to their friends and family, the ones that they leave behind. The fear for their own safety is the least of their concern. It's something they can accept for themselves. Now, it isn't uncommon for those left behind to be subject to hard labor, usually resulting in death, life in prison and likely torture, usually resulting in death, or to just vanish one day, which probably results in death. This, as a collective punishment, is likely Kim Jong-un's greatest achievement in preventing guard deserters, as the number of people who would be willing to seek a better life for themselves at the cost of everyone they love is going to be close to zero. For those who decide to make this decision, who weather all the things that we've just talked about and finally reach their destination, the numbers are so few, and yet they face more hardship still. Korea being the most
I had to, man, it's like 96 degrees or something, I think is what we saw. And, man, I had to move like, I don't know, 22 boxes down to the fucking storage locker in 25 minutes. And it was quite the fucking haul, man. I'm still soaked in sweat. It's disgusting. Ugh. 104 over here. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, like, thank God for my air conditioning. My air conditioning is on my roof. I would tilt my camera, but I just ghetto rigged it. And, like, fucking, like, thank God for my air conditioner. I want to kiss and have sex with my air conditioner because without it, this summer would have been impossible, you know? Impossible. It'd be so hot in here. It would be 110, like, on this hot roof. I mean, this place is well insulated, but it's still, like, honestly, it's so well insulated that it never gets that hot beyond like 100. But still, it would be so hot without the air conditioner. It would be like 108 in here or something, and I wouldn't be able to do it. My computer would be dead, and yeah. Oh, I don't know if Admin Rick ever got back to you about Mr. Racist Sign Guy, but he did ban the entity Al Capone. We didn't get our loot back, but he did get back to me and tell me that he did ban them yesterday. So I don't know if that's pertinent, but at least that iteration of that thing is dead. Oof. Can't wait for RAM. Oh, good.
Isolated country on the planet means that they have an incredibly difficult time joining other societies and cultures, not just due to their upbringing and brainwashing by the state, but due to discrimination and suspicion. The kids are bullied in schools, and adults may never find a place in society or even something as simple as employment. For this, many try to leave places in Asia and seek shelter in Western countries, but again, the numbers that make it are even fewer still. What will shock you the most is that some of these people who ran for their life through all conditions, through minefields, barbed wire, gunfire, frozen lakes, mountains, jungles, human trafficking and more, some of those people give up and return to North Korea, back to the only thing that they knew, back to a place that they know a gruesome fate likely awaits. But I'd say Kim Jong-un's most successful way to prevent what he calls traitors is that of yet more control over the population, with increasingly harsh punishment.
Sorry, I'm just trying to set up the stream here. So I'm going to run a video while I do all this, guys. So there's something on in the background instead of you just staring at me cook. So...
For smuggled foreign media, less and less people even conceptualize the world outside of what now, from the outside, looks like an actual prison. Even watching foreign media can result in death or 10 years of hard labor. If you're caught with smuggled media,
hello, I love you.
You'll certainly be publicly executed. And again, what of your family? With a truly unprecedented nation of control, requiring permission to even cross from province to province, with surveillance devices as mobile phones, with no contact or concept of the outside world, North Korea is now well and truly impossible to escape from. Not only that, North Korea exists in a nothing can enter, at least nothing that could threaten the state's control of their population's mind. As of 2022, only 67 North Korean citizens managed to successfully run the gauntlet that I've just detailed here. This number is unlikely to ever increase, and that is how Kim Jong-un made it impossible to escape from North Korea.
Fuck you, Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-bong bong bing bong bing.
August 18th, 2015.
Fuck your dictatorship, fuck your fascism, fuck you and your stupid assism.
Through a torrent, leaking the names of users of Ashley Madison, the world's premier cheating website.
Oh no, Ashley Madison ruined millions of people's lives when somebody extorted them for all the information in Ashley Madison's account and then blackmailed all the people who cheated on their spouses with internet people.
The next few days, identities slowly drip-fed to the public, destroying families, ruining marriages, and...
Yeah, okay, so if you're gonna cheat on your fucking wife, you fucking asshole, you probably shouldn't use a website to broker this particular bit of dirty business. That might actually kind of maybe, like, give her real reason to want to shoot you in the fucking face or whatever.
Even ending lives.
Just saying.
The website promised discretion, but in the end, all it gave was heartbreak. And it exposed a web of deceit built into the system. But who was the mastermind behind the hack? Who orchestrated the breach? And years later, does it matter?
Oh, my lights are off. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta turn on my lights.
Ashley Madison hack. In the early days of online dating, websites promised to use algorithms to curate your perfect match out of their list of users. You had a bunch of weirdo middle-aged spokespeople promoting the science of dating, all trying to get you to sign in and of course to spend. Throw down $20 to $30 and you would become a VIP, granting you access to message the person apparently of your dreams, if they were real, of course, but we'll come back to that. Many people, often men, use dating websites to cheat on their spouses.
Often men.
Now, infidelity is nothing new. However, these websites offered a level of anonymity.
Many people use these websites, often men,
that real-world encounters couldn't really provide. You can be whoever you want online and live out your fantasy through these websites. But if you build your relationship on lies, it's only a matter of time before the truth emerges. Enter Darren M. Morgenstern and Noel Biderman. These entrepreneurs saw a trend in the dating market, and like any good capitalist, they exploited the hell out of it. After all, if people were going to cheat using dating sites, why not give them an exclusive...
Yeah, so I have a cute story about this. This week, and what's up, man who stands? I have a cute story about this. So all my life, when I was 15 years old, my mother went through, when I was 11 years old, my mother went through her divorce with my father, and it wrecked her life, and she had like 3 mental breakdowns over 7 years, and she had 3 homes over 7 years, and she moved to 3 different states in 7 years, and she had a crisis in her life, and she was kind of having a hard time. And my father left our lives permanently forever, like for a pack of cigarettes one day kind of thing. And so where I'm going with this is, so my mother was rich when she got the divorce with him, but by the time it was over, it's not like he took the money. She had just sort of lost all her money and her company due to a like an economic collapse, like a financial crisis, what do they call that, a recession. And her client refused to buy any contracts during the recession, and so she lost her main client and subsequently her business because they wouldn't spend any money. So where I'm going with this is she had an entire mansion of possessions that she stuffed in storage lockers that she forced only me to deal with. And she did a lot of that work herself, I gotta say. And she wasn't proud of this, and I'm not proud of this. And it was a dark time in my life from the age of 11 until I was like 15. I even ran away from home one time and stole a car to get away from it. Because to me, from the age of 11 until I was 16 years old, for about 5 years, my life consisted of going to school, being miserable, skipping school, getting kicked out of school for skipping school, the divorce, poverty, video games, depression, and living in a garage with 60 cats and my mother. And so then when we finally got out of that phase, one of the things that she had to do to get out of that phase was sell all of the stuff that she had stuffed in like 4 storage lockers worth of stuff that I alone had to move because she didn't trust anyone else, and I didn't trust anyone else either because the stuff was worth a lot of money. So we moved everything she had like by myself, and then she began the process over 15 years of selling all of it so she could get back on her feet and and begin to build a life again and get on her feet, lose weight, and get better, and she did. And in that process, I did 4 storage lockers to 7 cities, and I don't know, 39 moves, and 7 schools, 7 sets of friends, and this fucked me up. And so then, just this week, I helped her move. At the age of 80, she is still... You mentioned this story, man who stands, about they decided to order some packages and needed them set up to never be used, right? This is sort of the reality that my boomer parents have. Everybody calls me a boomer, but I have boomer parents. So anybody who uses the word boomer is kind of an idiot. I use the word myself, but I mean, I use it as an age classification. They use it as a snide remark about people who are 40 or whatever. But honestly, boomers are actually 80. They're not 40, and anybody who ever tells you that they're 40 is an idiot. So I actually have boomer are parents, and one of the things about them is they always have more possessions that they'll ever let you know about because they're from the World War II culture. They're after World War II, right after post-World War II, so they never tell you everything that they have, right? And also they have like usually 2 or 3 pieces of property, most usually 1 good piece of property and 2 bad pieces of property. And they have usually 2 or 3 cars and a lot of money. And to someone like my younger best friend who's like 22, this is like sacrilege. And they call this the entitlement generation. And I do have these thoughts myself when I see it. And it's kind of funny when you see an 80-year-old boomer still moving that storage locker worth of shit around 22 years later. 23 years later, they're still moving that boomer storage locker of shit around. Like some kind of... It's kind of like in a video game, it would be like a nasty bandit boss that has like a room full of gold and it's like Scrooge McDuck or something. They're like, and they have a storage locker full of crap that only means anything to them. And that is so far from some kind of a fantasy of a reality my whole entire life, living in the ghetto and being poor and stuff, that I still sort of marvel at it. That 27 years later, poverty come hell or high water, she lost 4 pieces of property and all this shit, she still has 2 storage lockers entirely full of random stuff. And I can carry everything that I own on my back. Except for my computer. It's a little too big. Got to put my computer... I can't carry my television anymore. And I can't carry my monitors and computers and stuff that apprise the furniture in my home. But as for possessions, I can carry all of those exactly on my back. It's about, a bag about the size of this or so. About big old bag about the size of my back. I can fit pretty much everything I own. And my whole philosophy about... possessions was so different from theirs that it's like an alien language to them. How much disrespect I show for like physical possessions that I just don't care about and I just break all the time and don't care about. And to them, their entire reality is based around accruing possessions, taking care of those possessions, monitoring the possessions, like painting them, fixing them up, filling storage lockers with them, filling boxes with them. There you go. And they're literally what I was going to say is exactly what Man Who Stands said before I could reach it, which is everything that I own is on a hard drive. And you can see great minds think alike. From God's lips to your mouth or whatever, from God's ears to your mouth or whatever. I forget the whole fucking cliche or whatever, but you said it before I could reach the end of the sentence, which was, everything I own is on a hard drive. And guess who's in a better situation? The people with physical possessions, trust me, they're in a better situation in terms of financially. They really are. They're in a better position. You can't sell anything if it's digital, at all. I mean, you can sell certain things, but like cryptocurrency and stuff like that, but you can't really sell like video game currency or rust boxes full of loot or anything like that. So I respect their way of life a little more than mine. But I also disrespect it a little more than mine. I think my way of life is a lot more kind to the planet. I think their way of life is more cars than people on the planet, more smog than clean air, more possessions than you can handle, so you got to have your kid move them around all the time, more possessions than you can store. Some of them are hoarders. One of my okay, you want to know I know very well what my favorite fucking video on YouTube is of all time, and it's Frederick Knudsen talking about the Collier brothers. And the Collier brothers are the most famous. He does Down the Rabbit Hole. If you don't know Frederick Knudsen, he's really amazing. He does Down the Rabbit Hole, and it's all really crazy. Really crazy mythological stories that are so true that it's crazy to believe that they're true. And the Collier brothers is one of them. It's like iceberg stuff, right? So down the rabbit hole. I love this shit. Love it to death. It's like the best YouTube shit there is, in my opinion. The strange case of the Collier brothers. Here is all of New York. We saw this recently with Kai Cenat. Remember when everybody in New York showed up for Kai Cenat? Everybody in New York showed up when they broke down the Hoarder brothers, Collier brothers, home because there was a car in there. There was like dead bodies in there. There was a Fiji mermaid. There was like gold doubloons. There was like treasure caskets full of gold and stuff. There was like all kinds of newspapers from 100 years. See, silver and gold is always a really good investment. I invested in silver one time. Investments are how you stay rich. Yes, exactly. Possessions own you. You don't own possessions. Possessions own you. Investments are something that you own that will make sure that you have enough money. Possessions are something that own you and take up all of your time. Quite literally. And so now that my mother is 80 years old, one of her, I love hitting her with it. I hit her with it too. I'm so mean about it. I hit her with it 2 days ago. I was like, no pathology about returning your dishes. No pathology about storage lockers. No assembly required. No pathology around assembly required. All her life, she was obsessed with IKEA and stuff where assembly required meant that I had to assemble some piece of shit thing that looks like this. The worst IKEA self-assembly ever, right? And it's gonna look like this or whatever. It's gonna look like this. And this is the shit that my mother bought all my life that I just can't handle. I'm not bitching about it because I hate her for it or whatever. I just hate the shit. I hate the designer. Look at this horse shit. Look at this. This is entirely, and trust me, this is a business model delivered by the Swedish to enslave men to sit there and work with some 85-point fucking pentagram of a satanical like ritual meant to sacrifice children towards your time loss, right? Because, and this is the kind of shit my mother bought her entire life and expected me to take care of. Got mommy issues because of it. So I left her house when I was like 16, and I never went back till I went back when I was 24, but I still don't live in her home because it's full of assembly required things that drive me crazy. And my stepfather is a hoarder, and my mother isn't a hoarder, but that's because she used me her entire life to shuffle everything she owns around so she could sell it all. The only reason she's not a hoarder is because I was her pack mule for 25 years. And I do this lovingly, and I do it willingly. But I never, ever asked her, ever, to do anything for me, ever, in my entire life, except for a couple of things that she wouldn't do. Like one time I was like, give me all my money. You have all my money now. I'm going to go relapse and die now. Give me all my money. And you made me a promise when you took this money that you would give it back to me when I asked you for it back, even if it was to kill myself. And she was like, no, I'm not giving you the money to kill yourself. And I was like, fine. I'll go get it somewhere else. And I did. But I mean, like, you know, but still, like, and so the few times I've ever asked my mother for something, like, she absolutely said no. And the billions of times that my mother's asked me for something, I absolutely say yes. And so this leads to mommy issues, not because I need her or want her, it's because she needs and wants me. And she absolutely does use me in a very physical labor way to live her lifestyle. This comes up a lot in her lifetime too, and it's spiteful, the things that I'm saying, but they're not. It's not. I'm not degrading her or deriding her. It's okay for her to live this way. She worked very hard to buy those things, and it's okay for her as an American to live the plastic fantastic reality and buy everything on as seen on TV or whatever. You know. That's okay. If that's her reality, I'm not hating that. But expecting somebody else to carry all that stuff around for you is frankly selfish. And so one of the things I used to tell her when I was like 13 years old, I would say, you got to hire somebody. This is child labor. I used to say, she'd be like, don't you ever say something like that. And I'd be like, no, you got to hire somebody. This is child labor. Most kids are at home playing Super Nintendo right now in Secret of Mana. I'm sitting with you for 8 hours in a storage locker at the age of 14, dreaming about talking to a girl, much less ever touching one, because I'm here moving storage lockers with you from 2:45 in the evening until 8 p.m. in the evening. And I considered it abuse back then, and I still consider it abuse now. The problem is I did it willingly, so I can't yell at her about it or shame her or frown on her for it. That's okay. I did it willingly, and she's my family, and I love her. But I still considered it to be organized slavery and essentially child labor. I really did. I had no interest in moving all of those possessions around. I don't care about possessions, and she knew it. When it came up and I picked my best friend for all my life at the age of 15, it was somebody who had essentially taken a vow of poverty the same as me. Because the one thing that both he and I couldn't stand the idea of was like filling our lives with possessions that we couldn't handle. But then my best friend became a hoarder and absolutely filled his life. When he got his grandfather's money, he became a hoarder and absolutely did fill his life with possessions and filled it to the point where when I entered my apartment, I would swim. Quite literally, I would swim through loot. Swim. And I mean this, swim. I would swim through boxes and stuff to get to the sofa. Swimming in loot. I fill boxes because I live with somebody who filled boxes in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I have a whole Rust thing about filling boxes in Rust, right? And I resist it because I had a friend who did that in real life. He stuffed our apartment full, like the Collier brothers. And now we're gonna learn about the interesting case of the Collier brothers yet again on stream. I've watched this thing like 6 times on stream. It'll probably be 60 times by the time I'm done with it. This is the Collier brothers. This is what will happen if you let somebody who thinks that possessions don't own them take control of your life and use you for labor to move their possessions around with no care about what your life will be or what you do or what happens to you, because their possessions are entirely what they care about. And so when I walk into my mother's life, and this is hurtful things that I'm saying, but she knows it. I would say it to her face. She knows I have no reservations about this. I'll say it to anybody who cares to listen. You do not own possessions. Possessions own you. And the minute you own too many, somebody else has to get you out of that problem. No, once you own too many possessions, somebody else has to get you out of that problem. And here's an example, the worst example of it.
New York retains a cultural memory for the name Collier, though most have forgotten from where the name originates. Its fire department uses the term Collier's Mansion Syndrome in
Collier's Mansion Syndrome. It's CMS. They call it CMS calls. The Collier's Mansion Syndrome CMS call. It means you have a mansion full of loot that you stuff full for 105 years or something crazy like that. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years, whatever. And you're just swimming in loot now. And you used to think that was a good thing, but now you're trapped in there and you're dead. And that's what happened too.
Reference to residences besieged by clutter, and a pocket park bears their name in Harlem.
This is all that's left of what we saw there. This is what stands today after the Collier brothers did what they did. This is what it used to look like, right? This is what it stands today. And you understand the destruction of a hoarder. It wiped out an entire city block. I've seen the ravages of hoarding, my children, and I will never have it in my life, never once. And I have moved hoarders' loot around all my life and capped maybe $100,000 in my lifetime while I watched these people cycle millions of dollars of physical possessions around and force me to move their shit around my entire fucking life. And the anger is righteous, and I shouldn't sign up for it. And let's just be happy and just pretend that all that negative shit didn't happen. I'm a mama's boy, but I'm not a mama's boy. It's more like my mother is a son's mother. She's a son's mother. She lives off my labor, essentially. I don't think about her a lot. I don't think about her possessions a lot. I don't care too much about her life. I love her to death, and I show up every day, and I act like I care, and I do. But I mean, honestly, her reality is so far from mine. We're like aliens on a distant planet. Even though we're 100 meters away, her possession-filled, money-driven, capitalist, fucking, like, hoarder life is so far from my reality that it's like she's some distant player on a distant no man's sky planet 6,000 planets away, so fucking far from my fucking reality that I can't tell who the alien is, and I'm sure it's me. Sure, it's me, but I can't tell which one the alien is because most everybody I know didn't come up with 6 million possessions, and I don't know how they did it. They're just pathological. And that's the word I use with her when I talk about it. It's pathological. I won't do returning your possessions. You have too many. I won't do returning your dishes. You have too many. I won't do I won't do any of that stuff. I won't care about your possessions. You have too many. I won't move them around for you. You have too many. And eventually, this was like what caused the rift between me and her. At the age of 16, I knew she was fixing to have me move her possessions around for the rest of my life. And I was like, my wife won't accept that. Girlfriends won't accept that. My best friends wouldn't accept it. Oftentimes she'd snare my best friends into doing this for me, and she would pay them $20 or whatever to work for 8 hours moving storage locker shit around on a Sunday and stuff. She would like blackmail my best friends into helping her move her possessions and shit like that. And she would be so hurt if she heard me say this, but it doesn't matter. It is the actual truth. I'm not saying it to hurt her. It's just the actual fucking God's truth of it.
Rooms to the Collier.
They're totally blind to it. They have no idea. They have no idea. You'd be surprised how often people are completely, obliviously blind to their own horse shit. They have no idea. And they think, and then so you get angry once or twice in your lifetime about it, and you're the fucking asshole who's the bully and constantly berates them, tells them all the time about how they're a hoarder and they're terrible and all this shit. But no, I've only ever brought it up like 3 or 4 times in my lifetime, but it's still, that's like all she ever remembers is those 3 or 4 times that I ever complained about it, beyond the thousands of hours of free labor that I did to move all of her stuff around. And then when she moved 39 times, I did 39 U-Haul moves. It was like 39 times from like New Jersey to San Pedro, from New York to New Jersey to San Pedro to Torrance to Huntington Beach to Ranchos Palos Verdes to Omaha to Thornton to Aurora to Denver to Platt Park out to Wheat Ridge. That was the whatever how many times that was. Was it 18 times? And the consecutive 2 or 3 storage locker moves for all of them. And so if you want a phrase to describe who Skycat would define themselves as, it is a storage locker monkey. And I hate it. It is what I hate most of life. Storage lockers. It represents the pathology between the endless spendthrift, careless abandon of my ancestors, assuming eternal supply, while the rest of us starve in the fucking streets, like my other best friend who's 22, who can't rub a dollar together because all the boomers have 5 cars and and 2 houses. And I'm sorry, but boy, I can't wait till y'all die. And we cut those purse strings. I can't wait, and I'm not hoping for the death or waiting for it. I'm not. I'm making a statement like I can't wait until that generation cuts the fucking purse strings because the world has starved.
Despite the fact that crowds
and they did shit like this and with that money.
Thousands would once congregate.
And I'm sorry, but I know I know it's a hot topic issue. My mother would hate me for saying this, but I don't think she would tell me I was wrong.
Outside of their home, their name was almost lost.
I don't think she would ever say I was wrong.
To obscurity. However,
remember at the beginning of Goodfellas when Henry Hill's wife, whatever her actress name is, I love her to death. I can't think of her name right now, but lovely actress's wife is talking about all the Italian brides who marry Peters and Pauls and Marys, and they all have like mistresses named Jeanette, and they all have like expensive shit and cocaine habits and gold chains and shit. That's the fucking culture that my mother fucking personified and glorified all of their fucking lives, and I've never thought it was okay. And I'm sorry, I fight with her about it all the time. I've never thought it was okay. I've never thought it was okay. She brags about her jewelry or whatever. I'm like, Jesus Christ, must be nice to own one piece of jewelry. One piece, yeah, sure, yeah.
Archives of newspapers and magazines.
She doesn't brag about it. She just mentions how much jewelry she has every once in a while. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Don't fucking care. I've got ISK on EVE Online, and it's brought me a lot more happiness than you've ever had with that jewelry.
Those chronicling their strange and alien lifestyle have been preserved on the internet, and in recent years they have...
And so take these lessons, my children, and move forward onto the world, and bring my philosophy to the fore, and bring this generation forward. like the veritable Bob Marley ordered us to.
Their way
Possessions own you. It's the takeaway from this conversation. Possessions own you.
back into public consciousness. But who exactly were these brothers?
Hoarder.
How did they manage to capture the interest?
Now, I digitally hoard. I have massive empires across 20 different titles, filled with ship hauls, and well, in Rust it just erases all of your work except for the Rust wipe, or sorry, the zombie wipe, which is why I'm on Rust. Of course, it deletes all of your work. So of course, Rust is the most addictive game there is because it deletes all of your work constantly. But on World of Warcraft, I have 20 years of loot. On ESO, I have 7 years of loot. On Fortnite, I've got 600 wins. I mean, it just goes on. I don't need to list it because I'm not bragging.
Of New Yorkers.
I have 4,000 hours on Rust and all this other shit. I have, and eventually in Baldur's Gate 3, I'll have everything in the game. I have everything in Bethesda's games. I have everything in all these games. Like, everything that my mother did in the real world, I did it on Digital Realms where it doesn't harm anyone.
The Collier brothers were born to a pair of first cousins in the 1880s. Their father, Herman Collier, was a wealthy and eccentric gynecologist, while their mother, Susie Frost, was an opera
I want to be a wealthy and eccentric gynecologist. You know what that sounds like, right? Rich Red. No, I'm just kidding.
singer. Little is recorded about the two of them, and falsehoods seem to shroud them. For example, Herman is quoted as saying, "Our family is one of the oldest in New York."
My family is one of the oldest in the United States of America. My mother was Daughters of American Revolution, and my middle name heralds back to one of the most famous women in all of American history. And that is because she is my great godmother. Not godmother, excuse me, grandmother. I can't say the name without letting my identity out. But my middle name is American royalty, stating back to 1790 and 1776. And my family, we fought for this country. We came over on the fucking Mayflower and shit. But here they were for many years threatening to throw me in jail for 10 years because I like to do drugs. My family fucking came over on the fucking Mayflower and shit, and I can prove it too. I can prove what I'm saying. My mother is Dar, and I'm fucking a son of Dar, which is Daughters of the American Revolution. I'm fucking proud of this. My family name is Horton. It hails back to the fucking Mayflower, and I don't fucking care. Like, I don't care what they do to me. I still think of myself like the Collier brothers did, like my mother does, like most Americans do. We think of ourselves as American fucking royalty. I don't give a shit about fucking presidents or senators or do nothing Congress or anything. My family helped build this country and fought in most every American fucking every American foreign war and all this shit, except for Afghanistan and Kosovo. So like, and my uncle fought in Vietnam. My grandfather was Purple Heart. Like, I'm Royal Purple Heart in World War II and shit. He fought in Korea. And he caught Purple Heart in Korea. I shit you not, I can show you the Purple Heart. And I'm steeped in American tradition, but America has attacked me all my fucking life. And I would take America to task for this. My family did a lot for this country. And they threatened me with jail for drugs all of my life. And I would take the American government to task for this. We fought for this country. We live for this country. And you treat me like a criminal. And I despise it. Sure, I'm a wayward son. Carry on, my wayward son. But I will not be treated like a fucking criminal in the land of my birth, where my fathers shed their fucking blood, sweat, and tears to take care of this country. I will not be put in jail for possession in a country where my grandfathers fought and died for. And I signed up for the Navy too. I mean, I am steeped in American tradition, but I can't think of a worse traitor than the American government right now. I can't think of a worse traitor in any human, in all of mankind's history than the American government right now. Trying to throw me in jail for drugs and stupid ass shit like that. Fuck that, fucking traitors. Get out of my fucking Congress now, traitors.
From England on the Speedwell.
You know, and Collier brothers felt the same way. We could do whatever the fuck we want in this country, including fill our house with shit if we want. And that's what my mother's fucking belief is. And I'll die for her right to do it. But I don't agree with it.
Is really better than the Mayflower. These claims are dubious, however.
Yeah, my claims are dubious too, except you can trace the Hortons back to the Mayflower. You
For
can.
2 reasons. First, the Colliers were descended from the Livingstons, who arrived 52 years after the first colonists. Second, the Speedwell never made it to the east coast of America because the ship was found to be taking on water. Those that were planned.
I talk about America all the fucking time because my family's steeped in it. You know what I'm saying? Steeped in it. And like, you know, we have old, famous, very American dignitaries in our bloodlines and shit like this. I'm American as it gets. But see, the difference is I don't like my country and I don't like my government, and that's fucking sad. Every grandfather we've had for 300 years really loved their government, but not me. I fucking hate my government. I would torch it if I could. Worthless piece of shit traitor human beings.
Speedwell simply loaded.
I hate my government. Hate what they've done to this world. Hate it.
Mayflower instead. Herman worked at Bellevue Hospital before its infamous psychiatric ward was founded, where he is said to have
hate it worse than Hitler hated the Nazis. You think Hitler hated Hitler hated the Jews. I hate my government worse than Hitler hated the Jews. I'm dead serious. I would do to my government what Hitler did to the Jews. I hate my government. What they've done to this world, I hate them.
who have paddled a canoe there and back each day. Susie, on the other hand, sang.
I sound like Hitler when I talk because I love my Jews. Love them to death. Fucked many Jewish girls, etc. Love Jews. Got no issue with them. Got no issue with any race. Love my Native Americans. Love everybody, etc., etc. What I don't like is my government. Won't fuck with them. Won't touch them. Won't talk to them. Don't consider them to be human beings. The same way that Hitler thought about Jews and shit. Same way I think about the fucking white American government. Same way that Hitler felt about Jews. I'd like to concentration camp some American senators. So keep me away from them. I don't ever want to talk to them. I don't even want to think about them. Keep me away from them. That's the enemy. Put them in concentration camps. Yeah. You're in Congress right now in 2023. You're a president right now in 2023. You've been a president in the last 50 years or whatever since JFK. I'm putting you in a concentration camp. Fuck your government, you bunch of fucking traitors. I'm sick of you killing Americans.
14th Street Academy of Music.
I'm sick of your 9/11s.
Was generally lauded for her
I'm sick of your Afghanistans and Vietnams and shit. That government isn't me. Not my government. INR, NMG, INR, NMG. You know what I'm saying? I'm not represented. Not my government.
Voice.
Sick of what we did to the Native Americans. Sick of Standing Rock. I'm not my government. INR, bitch. Not my government. No. Am I an American? Probably not, because I don't support the American government. No. I love my country and I love my land. Hate my government. Hate it.
After the two met, they moved into what's known as a cold water flat, so called because of the lack of hot running water.
And that's all the vitriol that I get. I'm done with all the rage. I'm sorry. I really believe these things. You want to shut maybe one more private messages? Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, yep. Good to see you, man who stands.
Though the first died when she was only 4 months old due to unrecorded causes. In 1881, however, Homer...
Now, these people are my people. They're a part of my country. I love them. Don't get it twisted. But I don't like what they do. And I would not put them to death for it. I would fire them. I would fire the American government. I would not put them to death for it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me twisted. I would never fire a shot. I have no wish to harm any of them. I love them. They're my people. I just don't think they've ever done... They've done a few things in their 300 years... They've done a few things in 300 years. I believe I could do in an hour what they've done in 300 years.
Was born, and 4 years later...
Do nothing, Congress. Been there since day one. I believe I could do more in a day than they can do in 300 years.
In 1880.
Sorry. I just fundamentally believe this. I know do nothing, stand around, lay about, fuck all the shit up, like destroy the government, rape children, reality when I see it.
5, his brother Langley followed. Homer was a prodigy, entering college in New York at the age of 14 and receiving his bachelor's degree when he was 20. He went on to receive his graduate degree from Columbia University studying admiralty law, in which he pursued a successful career.
The only way you ever get rage like this is if the government, full-blown, very purposefully stepped on your life like 40 times trying to kill you. That's how you get rage like this. There's only one way to get rage like this.
Workers described him as, quote, courteous, cultured, and shy. One of Herman's patients who had met Homer described him as, quote, bright, too bright. Langley's educational background, on the other hand, is a bit more dubious. Though he claims to have received his degree from Columbia University in engineering, the college claims that there are no records stating he ever attended. He pursued a career as a concert pianist, styling himself with long hair and eventually playing at Carnegie Hall.
He played
After some
Carnegie
time,
Hall.
However, he eschewed his piano playing for piano selling.
Piano selling is
In
better.
1909, the Collier family moved into a brownstone apartment in Harlem. At this point in time, Harlem was quickly becoming home to the wealthier white families of New York.
Yeah, by the way, Harlem was one of the richest places in the world. Did you guys know that? When the white people were there.
And the family lived there quietly for some time, attending church and going about their...
Yeah, Harlem was like Rodeo Drive for a bit. Did you guys know that? Until the white people left.
business. In 1919,
When they decided that they couldn't stand living next to brown people, they left, and now we have Harlem today.
however, Herman moved into a new home, leaving the rest of the family.
Anytime you leave your community, there will be wanton destruction. You must not break the unity of the human race. You must not do that. You must live and coexist.
Behind in the brownstone.
You cannot leave, or you have, I don't know, what's a good example? Spanish Lake, or you have Spanish Lake.
According to Herman's nephew,
Spanish Lake died, by the way. It used to be this huge Detroit city. But Spanish Lake full-blown died when the white people left. Because the white people, man.
Stayed in the brownstone with the two brothers, though Herman still saw his family daily. 4 years later, in 1923, Herman died, leaving everything he owned to his children, which was a sizable amount.
And this is how it went for my best friend, too. The minute that he got inheritance money, he immediately began hoarding possessions. It's what it does to you. Inheritance, the minute you get inheritance, you immediately start hoarding possessions because you're like, oh my God, my parents were hoarding so much money. I'm just going to buy everything I ever wanted. And I watched my best friend do it. I've done it to a lesser degree. I mean,
Patience bought his house and found the basement full of what she labeled as junk, including an entire Ford Model T.
He had a Ford Model T in his basement that he assembled there.
The brothers, rather than selling or discarding it, moved the vast array of objects into the Harlem brownstone, including the Model T, which they disassembled to fit inside.
Why did you put a car inside of your house? Why would you put basically a bomb inside of your fucking house? There's a reason we keep cars outside. They're full of gasoline, you fucking idiot.
Mother passed 6 years later, and she left all of her possessions.
I mean, I'm sure they didn't put gasoline in the Model T, but why are you putting the Model T inside a house?
To the brothers as well, all of which was moved.
I mean, that's cool for like a storage warehouse or something, or like a hangar or something, but inside of a house?
To the brownstone. For some time, the brothers lived outwardly normal lives, continuing.
He's wrong about this. What they actually did was they would go out at 5:30 in the morning at the stroke of dawn. And he'll talk about this, but what they were really doing is this. I went and looked at it later. They would get up at 5:30. The minute that they filled the brownstone, right, they immediately hit New York. They immediately hit New York like it was a bank. And they went down every alley in New York at 5:30 in the morning. They would begin at every alley in New York, and they would hunt every alley in New York all day until 10:30 at night, and they would constantly just bring stuff back from the alleys in New York back to that brownstone. They would find diamonds, they would find marijuana, cocaine, babies, bones, all types of crazy shit. People throw away crazy shit. And this is what they did for 20 years. Like, pretty much the day that they moved into the brownstone, they immediately beat the street all day for 12 hours a day. Every alley in New York that they could possibly travel to when it didn't mean coming back to the house with loot. Just like Rust. Pretty much, except imagine instead of out on the island, you're in a city and you just hunt like Fallout. Fallout's a better one. They made their reality Fallout 76, and they went out into New York, and they probably fought people over the stuff too.
In their professions.
I guarantee it. They probably got physical confrontations with people over stuff. I guarantee it. People with throwing away remorse and stuff like this.
Even teaching.
I guarantee it. Like these guys were crazy. Yeah, it's dumpster diving, and it's actually true. Everything I'm saying is true. And I've had friends like this. I've had many friends like this, both my age and their age.
At their local church.
I don't support it.
While they lived together in their parents'
Okay,
apartment.
one of the things that I learned when I went homeless was it was an excuse to go crazy for hoarders. So I had a friend who had 65 shopping carts that she would move around in a convoy fleet with other people, stuffed with everything that she had found in the alley. She didn't need a brownstone. She had like fucking 4 or 5 shopping carts full of shit that she would wheel back to her shopping cart mansion. Her name started with A. I can't say the full name, but she's a friend.
But this normalcy would not last.
We had a bad falling out when she filed a false assault charge on me that I got dropped in court because she didn't show up to court. She was a junkie. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I call her a friend, you know, because she wasn't trying to hurt me. She was just extremely angry. She was extremely angry when I held up my friend's command to defend his house from letting her inside. So I was like, sorry, he told me if I was going to stay here, I've got to prevent you from coming into this house and turning it into a hoarder's disaster. And that's what she did, too. When she got in the house, inevitably, she was the worst hoarder I've ever met. And he was like, keep her out of here. She'll destroy the house. She'll turn it into a rat's nest. And that's exactly when she inevitably got a hold of the house. That's exactly what she did. She moved all of her shopping carts into the house. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
1929 marked not only the death of Susie Frost, but also the beginning of the Great Depression.
I don't know what Death of Susie Frost is, so let's go see what the death of Susie Frost was. Susan passed away Friday, April 29, 2022 in Atlanta, Georgia at the age of 60 years. She was born in... Wait, the death of Susie Frost. Who is Susie Frost? I mean, what are you talking about, the death of Susie Frost? What is that?
1929 marked not only the death of Susie Frost.
What is Susie Frost? What is Susie Frost? Okay, I'm going to ask a question directly to Frederick. So slippery and good, it falls off the goddamn mouse pad all the time. It has like no resistance, you know, so it slides off the damn mouse pad all the goddamn time because it's like butter. It's like such a good mouse, just slide right off. Fucking annoying. The slightest little bit of energy and it goes flying, like fucking flying. It's like a air hockey puck. It's fucking annoying.
The beginning of the Great Depression. Though the Collier brothers were still well off thanks to their inheritance and their successful careers, Harlem saw a radical change in its demographics. Many of the wealthy whites who had once characterized the area moved out as their funds disappeared with the economic...
So my mouse, it comes with these 4 things. Yeah. On it. This thing, that thing, that thing, that thing. And, yeah, so Those four things are like butter. They're like, phew.
Downturn, supplanted by a large influx of poor blacks. Crime dramatically increased, and the Colliers began to grow fearful of the changes to their neighborhood.
What's going to happen to our horde? Our rust horde? What's going to happen to our rust horde?
They left their house less and less in favor of one another's
Is somebody going to take our rust horde? I better strap up.
company and the safety of their opulent 4-story brownstone. For some reason, they stopped paying their bills, cutting them off from water.
Oh no, the horde! There's no water and gas to the horde anymore. Come on, the horde of treasure. What are we gonna do? That thing needs to be, temperature regulated, like storage lockers, or it's just gonna go to shit. Uh-oh.
Water, gas.
And that's where it starts, right? The minute that they've got a storage locker that isn't temperature controlled, you've got the start of what we call rust, decay, dust gathering over the ages as the days tick by, time flowing through the hourglass like some sort of sand. Excuse me. My friend is reaching out to me. Must get to it. There we go. Yep.
And electricity. In lieu of these public services, they would fill containers with water from a pump 4 blocks away. For heat, they would burn lamp oil. Langley was convinced that he could retrofit the engine of his father's old Model T to produce electricity, but it's uncertain as to whether or not these attempts were successful. Despite the depression, the brothers' finances seemed to be in no danger. After Homer left his insurance job, he purchased a piece of property across the street from the brownstone in 1932. Allegedly, he produced the entire $7,500 from his pocket in cash. Adjusted for inflation, this amount is just over $130,000. Just 1 year after this transaction, however, Homer suddenly suffered hemorrhages in the backs of his eyes from a stroke, leaving him blind. Soon after, he would also find himself paralyzed. Cushioned by the money the family had saved and inherited, Langley quit his job to take care of his older brother full-time, caring for all of his needs. After this, the brothers...
Self-help sings say, do nothing. Oops. Nope.
Hello, my name is Self-Help Singh, international life coach, motivational speaker.
Hi, I'm Skycat, complete born loser, here to tell you a bunch of bullshit that probably isn't true because he's an idiot or whatever. And here's my advice to you. Do nothing.
Best-selling author of the book, Do Nothing.
Best-selling author of Nothing.
Do nothing. There is no purpose or meaning to find in life. So just exist and do nothing. Stop waking up early. Life is shit. Sleep as much as possible. 5 a.m. club, bad idea.
5 a.m. club, bad idea. 2 p.m. club, good idea.
11 a.m. club,
Better idea. But 2 p.m., 4 p.m. ideally.
much better idea.
Much better idea. 11 a.m. club, much better idea. 4 p.m. club, much better idea. Do nothing.
Stop doing the things you don't want to do.
I know, I want to farm right now, but see, that would be doing something. So my advice to you is just do nothing.
Make the excuses.
The base isn't dying. Nobody's dying. Do I need to farm?
Avoid the work commitments.
I'm avoiding the work commitment. I don't think I'm gonna farm for another 5 minutes.
Friend get-togethers. The family gatherings if you so wish. Make
Yeah, I'll get together with friends and, smoke weed and drink and stuff. Play video games with my homies.
the excuse.
By the time I have to farm, I'm gonna have to go to Baldur's Gate 3. Did you guys know that? By the time I get around to farming, I'm gonna have to go play Baldur's Gate 3 with my friend.
book and fill it with
So self-help say, do nothing.
excuses. Keep the excuses ready.
Keep
For
it
the
ready.
boss, for the wife, for the friends.
For the boss, for the wife, for the friends. I don't want to buy RAM. It's too expensive. I don't want to buy RAM. I'm buying a new computer soon. I don't want to buy RAM. It's just annoying. Or I don't want to buy RAM. I'll have to install it or whatever. I don't want to buy RAM. Blah, blah, blah. I might have given you 65 fucking reasons. The actual truth is, I'm far, so very, 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 very lazy. Buying RAM is not doing nothing. I have a fundamental problem with that.
Say no to the team's meeting.
Say no to the RAM. Say no to the RAM. That means doing something. You have to understand, the lazy, it's not only systemic, it's full-blown, like, pulmonary.
To the tick.
It's in the blood. It's not only in the brain, it's in the blood. The body doesn't want to do anything. The hands don't want to do anything. Self-help say, do nothing, so...
Stop. Say no to the
Say no to buying RAM, moving storage lockers. Say no to all of it. That's doing something. And you want to know the real reason why I said no to buying RAM? That's doing something. And doing something is just not... It's never going to happen.
exercise. Say
Am I ashamed of this? No.
no to the diet.
That would be doing something. No shame. No fear, no anger, no sadness, no joy. Don't feel anything at all. Just nothing. I feel nothing at all.
Eat whatever the fuck you want.
I eat whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want. I drink what I want. I do what I want. Most of the times, that's going to be lazy.
Soon you will be dead.
Most of the time. Soon I'm dead. Don't care. Too lazy to care. Don't care. Not scared of mortality. Too lazy to care about death. I'd be glad if I died in my sleep tonight. Don't care about that. Too lazy to care.
So what difference is it making? Stop listening to what
I wish I was kidding. Not hyperbole. Not exaggeration. Not some kind of fucking fallacy or something. Not some slippery slope or anything. Just straight up full blown exact truth. Buying RAM is doing something. Reading the DMs is doing something. I'm reading it. I am my normal self. I'm exactly my normal self. I am though. I am.
say about
I am totally me. This is what I've been for 14 months.
getting the perfect summer body. Whether you are fat or thin.
I feel so good. I've got like a tan. I'm losing weight. I am. Yes, something's happening. I'm happy. Yeah, like I'm happy. That's what's happening. It's You witnessed the unhappy Skycat. Now it's time to witness the happy Skycat. Yeah.
Haters will hate.
Hates is what hates. Something's different. You're off. No, I'm happy. There's a difference. I'm happy. I'm not off.
Will also die.
Will also die. If you live by, I did a whole treatise on this yesterday, off of Liu Shang's rod on FFXI. I said, if you sit by the river long enough, the corpse of your enemy will float by.
In the most horrible.
And see, he's joking, but he's not though. He's not joking really. He's not really joking.
manner. Joking, not joking.
Not joking. See, he's about to mention it. Joking, not joking. It doesn't matter. That would be doing something. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that was. I do apologize. I didn't mean to trespass. I'm sorry.
Oh, I am by joking. Do the least amount of work.
I don't have the luxury of private conversations. I don't have the luxury of privacy. I don't have the luxury of that, unfortunately.
Without getting.
And so when the content comes up, I'm liable to blow whoever's DM as long as it isn't revealing their personal information. I'm liable to blow the DM on stream, which I guess I should be very clear about. Guys, if you chat to me and it's something that I think is good content for the stream, I will share it with the stream, including the chatty of everything that everybody's saying. So if you don't wish me to do so, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to put your shit on blast. I'm a streamer. It's my job to put shit on blast, unfortunately. Okay. Okay. Well, I meant no trespass. I really do mean this. I meant no trust. See, I'm broadcasting it right now. I'm like broadcasting. See, I'm like a public figure. I'm sorry. I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I'm up here on stage. I don't really have privacy, really. Well, I'm really, like, I really meant nothing by it. I'm so sorry. See, I commit trespass with my privacy settings. I don't have any privacy. I'm so sorry. Like, if somebody whispers me something that is not personal and it's just funny, I'm gonna share it. You know, because it's like, I'm sorry. I'm a very public individual, kind of. I'm sorry.
Fired. Nike say, just do it.
Self-up say, don't do anything.
Help Singh say, just do nothing.
Yeah.
Release yourself of obligation and responsibility and just do nothing.
Like, so I guess a friend mentioned to me that I appear different. And I will cover this in a way that, and I already did that, so I'm just going to say it again because I already kind of made that public, and I'm sorry that I did that. I meant no trespass with that. I do seem different. I'm a much, much happier person. I am not obsessed with anyone anymore. I don't have any commitments. I do have a commitment with my various video game teams, but that's it. I have a commitment to my mother and my stepfather, but that's it. I don't have a commitment to anybody else, and I'm extremely happy. I have conquered my anger and my fear and my sorrow in the last few weeks. I don't care what it is I'm doing. It could be the self-help sing. It could be the Rust. I am off because I don't care. I am just happy. I am as happy to sit on this couch and do nothing and listen to self-help sing as I am to go out and farm. Now, that might be a fundamental change in personality to you, and it is a fundamental change in personality, I admit it, but it is because I am fundamentally, like, happy at my core. So it's a different person that you might know. Zelly knew me when I was a much, 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 much unhappier person. And so I'm far, far different now. It might appear that I don't value Rust or I don't value my time in it, but it's because I am just trying to be in the moment every minute of every day. And that might be the 6 hardest IKEA furniture ever to assemble. That might be the death of Susie Frost. That might be Do Nothing. That might be, the Collier brothers. That might be looking at your base and the beautiful fire and everything that you build. That might be like our conversation. I'm a public figure. I don't have the luxury of any secrets or like any kind of like private conversation short of like late at night between 4:45, like that Weekend song. The only time you're ever going to get a private conversation with me ever, anything that I say is exactly public, is like that fucking Weekend song, right? I only call you when it's hacks. Without the music, I sound horrible. I can't do music. I can't do singing without music. I sound so bad, and it drives me crazy. I only call you when I'm off key. I only call you when it's 5:30. And the only time what was that? It's the Weekend song, right? The Hills, right? He's saying something about his life. He has a public life. If you don't understand what that means, it sounds like a sex lyric. but it's not. It's actually a thing about how the only time I can ever have a private conversation is when the club is closed and the after party's over and the stream is down from the hours of like 5 in the morning until 7 in the morning. That is the only time that I have private conversations, and I haven't had a private conversation in, I don't know, 3 weeks. And so, whatever you say in the chat, I might say it and use it for stream, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't whisper me very much, because they know that I'm likely to just, and understand this about the nasty part of my personality kind of in my job. If you say something that's interesting, I wish to share it with the table. And so she mentions that I seem different. I do seem different. I'm happy. I'm like actually happy. I'm like the happiest I've been in so long. And it's only been, I don't know, 5 weeks or something, until I figured out this, and I've had this conversation before on stream, but I'll have it again, until I figured out this statement. It took me, and I only figured it out like 5 weeks ago, but I'll say it, and I'll do the content on stream. I'm different, and if you're wondering why I'm different, I'll tell you why. It's this statement right here. Anger, right? Emotion. Bad emotion. You sign up for it. And so if Zelly notices that I'm different now, it's because I came to the realization that I don't ever want to sign up to anything negative ever again. And so I mean it when I say I'm sorry that I committed a trespass, but I also I'm so open and I'm so public about all of my secrets and all of my conversations and everybody and everything that I am, that I desire no secrets in my life. I don't want a single secret in my fucking life. Not my identity, not my past, not my conversations, not what I talk about, not what I think. I realize this is so foreign to most fucking humans, but I am living out loud. Live loud, live loud, live loud, Timmy. I'm living out loud. I'm living out loud, Timmy. I'm living loud, live loud, live loud, Timmy. And the only time you're ever gonna get a private conversation with me is, the only time I call you or talk to you is when it's 5:30, and the only time that I'll truly be at your side with a real personal conversation. And the only thing I love is when you touch me, not when you actually love me. Because when I'm fucked up, that's the actual real me. That's the real me. This is the real me. I'm happy. This is the real me. And most people can't stand it. They can't stand it when I'm happy. They can't do it. My mother can't stand it. My friends can't stand it. Most people can't stand it. I've said it all my life on my stream and all my life until I heard the lyric. My ex, my friends, they can't stand me. Most of them, I'm gonna let you know, and I keep it simple, trying to keep it up, don't keep so simple. I just fucked 2 bitches before I saw you and all this. It sucks, but it's just like sort of the reality. It's like, it sucks, but it's like that. It is. It's like that. So it's like I try to warn people, but they don't listen. I try to tell them that this is my life and this is who I chose to be long ago. Long before the stream or any of that stuff. Sure, I'm different, but every day I'm different. Another thing I say on stream all the time is every 7 years, from birth until age 7, and from 7 until 14, and from 14 and from 21 to 28, 28 to 35, 35 to 42, right? So I'm at the 5th year of the 4th 7-year transition, where I have to change everything that I am if I want to live through the next 9 years. Does that make sense? So, yes, to my closest friends, like Tay, Zelly, Steph, Dino, Bagon, some of them like it, some of them don't. Some of them like it, some of them don't. My inner circle, J, C, J, A, J, there's like 13 of them. C, L, M. There was so many of them. So many people have told me recently, you are totally different. And I say thank you. Thank you for telling me. Because that's the goal. I am so different from who I was this time last year. And like I said before in my lyrics, I'm going to get to what everybody said in a minute, right? Anger, emotion, bad emotion, you sign up for it, right? And the other part of this I'm going to say, right? I'm going to say it, right? And it took me, like I learned this 5 weeks ago, right? You shouldn't sign up for it. All the things that take you, all the things, you know, fear, anger. And that's what you're seeing. A person with no fear. No fear of the stream sniper. I have some deal of PTSD around harassment, so it's hard for me to handle it. But I have no fear with it. Don't fear him. Don't fear anybody. I'm not angry at anyone. That's the difference, right? All the things that take you to the dark side. You sign up for it. You shouldn't sign up for it. And there's the lesson, right? You're fine. Okay, thank you please forgive me for my trespass, Sally. I don't do this to harm you. It is because I do not have the luxury of a private conversation past when the stream is over. And I mean, that is whether I'm famous or not, it's still the reality. And so if they say something funny to me, I share with the group. Because that is my job. I am here to build a community. That means sharing with the group. Even my worst enemies. And that sucks. I don't have the luxury of that kind of, you know, I don't have that luxury of that kind. Now, if you want to hit me up at 5:30 in the morning and I'll talk to you about private stuff. But I mean, I don't have privacy on stream of anywhere form. Not really. I could choose to do that. But understand, I'm an Asperger's person with bad social cues and stumble all the time. So, like, I'm gonna fail at it for years while I get better at it, and that's as I've always done. As always been, always will be. I'm going to stumble through it, and I'm going to try not to hurt your feelings by putting our conversation on blast. And I love you as a friend, and I realized that I might have trespassed and crossed the border with that one when you told me that I did it, and I'm sorry. I don't do these things to harm you. I'm not an asshole on purpose. I don't want to put your shit on blast. I have no desire to do that. I value privacy just as much as you do, but I just don't have it. So if somebody sends me a conversation and it doesn't involve sex or violence or their personal identity, I'm liable to fucking share it. I'm liable to share it with the group because that's my job. So if you want private conversations, hit me up at past 5 in the morning. You know, like the weekend, because... You know, that's just, I'm a public figure. I'm a public figure. I don't have that. And I'm done repeating it. Sorry. I'm off it now. Sorry. I understand. It's just also like I say these things over and over because I'm also despairing about them. I'm despairing about them as I realize them, and I understand how really hard they are to deal with. You know, like Jesus Christ, it's hard to be around me, you know? I told Bagon, I was like, let's see. Like yesterday, he was like, what are the rules of the stream? And I was like, well, you wouldn't say anything ever that you wouldn't say around your infant daughter, I think is what we said. Infant child or whatever. And he was like, oh, so nothing you would ever say around a 5-year-old. And I was like, yes. And I also took him to task last night about calling a direct woman, his ex-wife, a B-word. Now, I can say that, and I don't believe it. And I don't believe what he said, and I don't believe in the words or calling her that or any of that. So I called him the task on it, and I was like, you wouldn't say that around your 5-year-old daughter. Don't say it on stream. And so there's something really, really fucking inappropriate about saying that on stream, and there's something really, really inappropriate for me putting Zelly's conversation on blast. Just as bad as what he did. And so I say to Zelly, please forgive me my trespass. I am a careless individual who is up on stage right now, dealing with people, you know, and just trying to provide content. So I don't mean to trespass. I'm terribly sorry. And so think of, a good way to think of it is when you reach out to me, it's like a lifeline on what was that old game show, right? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I think, right? Remember that? Use your lifeline. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? So if you're talking in DMs to Skycat, if I answer to you, I love you. It means that, like, I really love you, as in you're like one of my friends. Like, I might know your real life name even. If I'm answering you in a DM, I love you. If I'm talking about the DM, I love you, and that should be the takeaway there. Because otherwise, I have been DM'd, I don't know, 200 times in the last week, and I've only answered, I don't know, 20 of them or something like that. Because, you know, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? It's like a lifeline. Anytime somebody talks to me, it's like that thing when they do the lifeline on to me, when somebody sends me a DM when I'm live on stage, it's like a lifeline on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's like somebody calling in from America to reach out to me to tell me something. Even if it's a mod, it's actually kind of crazy. It's literally how I feel about it. It's like somebody's reaching in from the outside, and they broke the third wall, and they're talking to me directly while I'm live on stage. Do you understand how cool that actually is? So understand, it's a very public thing that I'm this guy, and you reached out to me, and I'm gonna look at my tablet, and I'm gonna look at my tablet on stage while I'm talking to you as as a talk show host. But I mean, like, I'm not gonna hide that I'm looking at the tablet and I'm talking to you. I can't do that. I'm on stage.
Now, which of our 10 contestants will be the first to play for a possible cool £1 million?
The first lifeline ever. So Zelly tossed me a lifeline there, and I responded to it, and she had an issue with the privacy factor of it. And I was like, yes, we have an issue with the privacy factor of it. We do.
I'll read it out. Now, we'll then hear 3 notes.
And also, I have an issue with the privacy factor of this. The people on the outside can Google, right? So the lifeline was always the Google, right? Your grandma Googles what year Magna Carta came, which was 1516, I think, or 1615. I always get it screwed up in my Asperger's brain, but 1615, 1516, something, 1516, 1625. I forget Magna Carta, but one of those, you know?
After which 4 possible answers will appear. As soon as our contestants think they know the answer, they must enter it on their keypads, and the computer will then work out.
Yeah, blah 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 blah.
Hello? Right, now listen very carefully, right?
Yes.
The question is, which country is sandwiched between Ghana and Benin? And the alternatives are A, Togo, B, Equatorial
So this guy might be looking at a globe right now, right?
Guinea, C, Cote...
Now, I fear DMCA, so I'm just going to get off this now, but, etc.
Everything you think you need to do was done
And I'm going to go farm in just a minute here.
for you and will be done after you. So stop doing. You do it best when you do nothing at all. You are not special. You are not unique creation. The world is fucked and you cannot unfuck it.
Yep, the world's fucked and you can't unfuck it. That's a really, really strong statement to understand.
So just do you.
So just do you. I'm doing me. I'm gonna do me in my white tee. I'm gonna do me in my white tee.
And do
I'm gonna do me in my white tee.
Stop
I'm gonna
spending
do
your
me
days
in my white tee.
searching
Or whatever, my blue tee, whatever.
for the meaning of life. That is the most futile
I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me.
exercise. You will die one day just as confused as you are now.
Yep, you will never reach enlightenment. It's a sad state, but I mean, you can try.
So be happy with what and who
Be happy with what you have right now.
you are. As my good friend Farouk
Guru Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury once said, nothing really matters.
Nothing really matters. I don't need to go farm for 2 more minutes.
So do nothing.
Do nothing. Okay? Okay, we're going to learn about the Collier brothers in the background.
Never left their brownstone, cutting themselves off from the outside world almost entirely. The apartment continued to degrade around them as they languished inside, surrounded by piles of junk in the darkness. rumors began to spread,
Yes.
fueled by tabloids and newspapers, that there were vast riches hidden away somewhere in their apartment. This, combined with their strange antisocial behavior, made them the target of both fire and fascination within the Harlem community, though the victims mostly experienced the former themselves. Children took to calling them spooks and throwing rocks through their windows. In response, Langley barred the first-story windows and bolted the front.
Those creepy old hoarders are looking out the window again.
Or shut.
Throw rocks at them.
He stopped leaving the house except extremely late at night.
I'm waiting out a suicide timer, and then I will play Rust.
Wearing a tattered coat.
Timers in games. That's them stealing from you. Don't ever accept it willingly.
Together with pins in order to fetch the things the two needed. Sometimes he would walk over 6 hours in order to retrieve bread from a town far away, though the reason for this is uncertain. He also grew intensely protective of his brother, disallowing anyone from seeing him.
Climbing that fence couldn't have been fun. He's got a fucking fence pole up his butthole.
This secrecy only enticed further fascination, which eventually led Helen Warden, a reporter for the New York World Telegram, to interview him, where she was able to tease out a few bits of information from the reclusive man.
Yeah, so when they get like this, the press and the media begins to start to sniff a story, you know? And they're like, oh, what's the story here? Is this guy crazy? What's the story here? This will sell papers and stuff. And they start to sniff, you know? And they're like, oh man, is that guy crazy? Oh man, crazy sells.
He is quoted as saying, "We've no telephone and we've stopped opening our mail. You can't imagine."
Oh, don't ever let it get that bad.
The years wore on, and the years became a decade, and still there was silence from the brownstone. By Helen Warden grimly described the decaying building.
Oh man, look at this fucking load.
Doors were shut,
Come
and
on.
a portion of the front steps missing. A gaping hole marked the location of what had once been a doorbell. Through splintered glass windows, I could see old-fashioned wooden shutters drawn tight and evidently latched from the inside. Newspapers littered the areaway. Over the roof arched an enormous elm, like a hangman's tree. Though apparently deserted, the house bore neither a for rent nor a for sale sign. The affairs of the Collier brothers began to erode as well. In 1939, workers were sent to the brownstone to retrieve the gas meters that had been left unused for 11 years. With all entrances blocked off from the first story, the workers were forced to climb to the second story and shimmy their way along the wall. Allegedly, thousands of people gathered to watch the spectacle, entranced by the possibility of learning about the forbidden interior of the Colliers' apartment. 3 years later, in 1942, a reporter was and interviewed him, spinning his speech as a story of brotherly love. The Colliers had recently become newsworthy again, as the bank had threatened to foreclose on their apartment recently, due to missed mortgage payments.
Oh, come on! How are you not going to pay the mortgage? You lose the hoard. Pay the mortgage or you lose the hoard. Come on, man. You got to worry about that mortgage or you lose the hoard. You want to know how the fastest way to lose your fucking hoard? Don't pay the mortgage. And then they can legally come in and take everything you own. It's happened to me like 20 times.
But it seems that this was never confirmed by a physician.
It's fun to be a deadbeat.
We would not
so lazy that you don't want to work.
Call in any doctors, he explained. You see, we know too much about medicine. Doctors would remove Homer's optic nerve.
I'm like Kramer.
Blind forever, and they would
That's a good character for me. I'm Kramer.
That would shorten Homer's life. No, we decided to do it our own way, by diet and rest.
Diet
Homer
and
eats
rest.
100 oranges a week and is improving.
100 oranges a week? That's disgusting. That would tear the hell out of your guts. It would literally destroy your stomach. It would, all that acidic acid would just like turn your stomach into this like piece of leather. It's disgusting. Can't eat 100 oranges a week. I mean, I guess if you're gonna starve, yeah. But I mean, you can't eat 100 oranges a week. You're gonna get so sick. You're gonna take a shit, and that acidic shit is gonna scorch all your large intestines, all of your small intestines, and all that acid and shit. It's just gonna like fucking full blown like rip your plumbing a new hole. You ever had a problem with fucking constipation? Eat 100 oranges. That'll fix it.
Believe in letting nature take its course. I cook his meals and have to cut up his meat into little cubes so he can eat it with a...
They're lying. They were starving to death in there and getting like one meal every 4 days. I guarantee it. I've been there. I've seen it before.
Spoon. I have to bathe him and tend to all his wants. I used to read to him. We have all the classics in our library.
Now we're trapped in the horde.
To read Shakespeare and Dickens, but my eyes went bad and I stopped. So now we just talk and listen to the radio. When Homer first lost his sight, he used to see visions of beautiful buildings, always in red. He would describe them to me and I would try to paint them just as he directed. Someday, when Homer regains his sight, I will show the paintings to him. He also revealed that there were thousands of newspapers within the brownstone. Quote, I am saving newspapers for Homer so that when he regains his sight he can catch up on the news. He closed by adding, tell the bank I'll make some payment and let me know what they say.
Tell the bank.
But apparently, no payment was ever sent, and the Bowery Savings Bank sent a crew to the apartment to have the interior gutted and cleaned.
Goons. They sent goons. The bank sent goons to clear that place out and try and sell it. But these guys, they're goons. They're not professional fire and restoration guys, so they just left. I guarantee it.
When they arrived and began pulling things from the yard, Langley shouted from one of the higher windows at the crew.
I will shoot your ass.
Ordering them to drop his property, but the crew was undeterred. When they were done with the yard, the police slammed the front door down, and what they found was beyond the imaginations of any of the onlookers. Refuse had been piled in front of the door, boxes laden with unknown, likely useless objects, and mounds of collected garbage almost as tall as the men themselves reached all the way to the back wall. The police climbed over the heaps and made their way to Langley, who sat in a small clearing like a nest. When they found him, he wordlessly wrote a check for $6,700, equivalent to nearly $100,000 today, and barked at them again to leave. After this incident, Langley would not speak to any more reporters, even after the property Homer had bought across the street was repossessed for failure to pay taxes. Anonymous reports to the police would occur frequently after this incident, occasionally to report that one of the Collier brothers had died. On one of these instances, Langley allowed the officer into his apartment, perhaps out of frustration. This was the first time that anyone was allowed to lay witness to the true extent of the Collier The amount of junk collected was difficult to comprehend. There was so
difficult
much
to comprehend.
Langley had created maze-like passageways and tunnels through the entirety of the brownstone, even along the stairs. Traps had been laid for would-be intruders, some designed to alert the brothers, some designed to crush and kill underneath heaps of waste. Rats and cats ran rampant through the maze as well. After 30 minutes of guidance through the apartment,
Rats and cats.
the officer gazed upon Homer Collier, the first person to do so in years besides Langley. Franz Litz, in his book Ghostly Men, describes the encounter.
Ghostly men.
He was on a cot, a burlap bag beneath him, and an old overcoat on the foot
Oh.
of the cot. I am Homer L. Collier, the lawyer, the old man said in a deep voice. I want your name and shield number. I am not dead. Why are you sitting with your knees up to your chin? The sergeant asked. My legs
No, I do. I
don't
love
have
farming.
rheumatism.
I love farming. I'm out here because I want to be here. I got on Rust because I want to be here. I do. Yeah, it's a stress reliever too. Yeah, no, I wasn't saying farming's bad. I'm just saying do nothing. I love farming. I'm out here because I want to be. You know?
I can never lie down again.
It's therapeutic for me too. Yeah. I love this shit. I'm messing with my settings. I'm enjoying the rain and stuff. Listening, like learning about the Collier brothers. I'm happy. It's like good. It's such a good thing.
On March
It's been so long. It's been like
1947, another
14 years. 14 years of crabapple skycat who believed that doom was like inevitable and the end is nigh. And I graduated from that, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't looking to. I just did.
caller informed police that someone had died within
So I'm like,
the
yeah,
apartment,
I love
and
the
then
farming, but
yeah,
my problem now, you see what the problem I'm facing now, Zelly, is like I can't do enough all at once. I can't learn enough about the Collier brothers and play Rust and entertain you guys and do enough all of it all at once. It's like so awesome. It like makes me cry, like tears of joy almost. Like, you know, like it gets to me. I'm like, it's so awesome. Like it actually is. It's like fucking awesome.
from the
So like
building.
my problem is like I can't do it all once. It's actually my problem. I love farming, but I can't learn about the Collier brothers and watch the Collier brothers and farm Rust at the same time. It sucks. It sucks. I mean I can, but the display capture doesn't work for Rust like it does Baldur's Gate 3 or EVE Online or well most other games. Ugh.
These calls had become common, and when the police received these calls, the routine was to knock upon the door, and Langley would.
Otherwise,
enter
I would
to
put
assuage
the Collier brothers up here, and I would force a display adapter on you guys. But I know how bad it is. I wish I could do display adapter so bad right now, so I could do all of it at once. I could entertain you guys. I can sing a song. I can run on a treadmill. I can mix drinks. I can paint. Oh God, now we have to go do that. God damn it, now I have to go do that. So anyways, I brought this up on my stream the other day, but here's my job, right? This is my job. I was telling the stream sniper the other day what my job is, and I was saying, if you don't understand why my persona is the way that my persona is.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the live edition of Let's Paint, Exercise, and Let's Make Blended Drink. Hey everybody, welcome back to the live edition
This is me.
of Let's Paint, Exercise, and Let's Make Blended Drinks tonight.
And I can't watch Mr. Let's Paint, Exercise, and Blend Drinks TV at the same time as playing Rust. I mean, I can, but then I can't watch my stream. And see, now I'm on display adapter to watch Mr. Paint Drinks, and this is what Rust does to me. Do you see it? Rust does this to me, and so does Streamlabs. So I'm like, okay, well, and so does OBS. I checked. OBS does it too.
All these wonderful things that we can do all at the same time.
And this looks so bad because it's from 16 years ago, guys. What is that? That's 2003, I guess. Yeah, 2003. So I knew that I wanted to be like this guy all my life.
So I'm your host, John Kilduff, and call that number.
I'm a public access talk show host, and I'm running treadmill on Rust, and I'm learning about Let's Paint, Exercise, and Blend Drinks on TV at the same time. Maybe I'm singing, maybe I'm looking at you, maybe I'm having a DM with you and putting your shit on blast, but that's my job. I'm doing it all at once.
Meantime, we're gonna get to painting.
We're gonna get to painting. We're gonna get to Rust. You think that I have some issue with farming? No. My issue is that I can't do all of it at once. I don't have some issue with farming. I love farming. You know I love farming. You know I do. But I can't do it all at once. That's the issue. That's the real issue. If you know what the struggle is, the struggle. I can't do it all at once. I need 5 clones. I need 5 skycats. I need five cable television channels for skycat.
And of course, we're gonna make some wonderful blended drinks.
We're gonna make some wonderful blended drinks.
You know, when you're
Listen to the language that he uses. Some wonderful, like the same languages that I use, right? We're doing the wonderful Rust. We're doing the wonderful Rust, and I'm so ecstatic about how happy I am right now. And I'm so happy. I'm just happy, and I'm running, and I'm treadmilling, and I'm missing drinks, and I'm painting all at the same time. And I'm like, hi Zelly, how are you? I love you, etc., etc.
running and doing a lot of exercise, concern yourself with healthy kind of things. And so we got some wonderful healthy things here today. Banana and orange. I got some lemonade. And then with the ice, this Meringian, can't pronounce it. It's a...
Oh, also, by the way, while you're mixing drinks, painting, and exercising, you're also taking phone calls from the public.
Oh, lemon flavored ice. And we're going to blend that up for you. We got the calls here ready. Are those real calls?
Are they those wonderful calls? I'm ecstatic. I'm ready. I'm excellent. This is the best day of my life.
Take those calls right now.
Right now.
And we'll...
Take line 5, please.
Line
Fuck you,
five,
fuck you, piece of shit. Fuck you.
Line 5, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, bro, this is Bruce. I'm calling from Santa Monica.
Hi, Bruce.
Santa
how you doing?
Monica.
I'm doing great. I just want to say that, it's great what you're doing right here with all the stuff that's going on, all the war and all that. What you're doing is like a lighter side of everything. And
Cool.
you got us all going,
All right, man.
And I know juices are the way to go, I mean,
Definitely.
This is the way to go. It's the way to go. The kid tells him, this is the way to go. It is the way to go. It's the way to go. Everything's wonderful. Everything is awesome.
healthy. And this
It's not some delusion. It's actually my reality. I'm actually happy. It's
fuck MS gang.
Like a lot of people couldn't handle it. They're like, man, you've been so unhappy for so long, like 27 years or something. Yeah, I know. But I'm happy now.
All right, man. Hey, callers. How you doing?
Hold on. Let me know this thing. It's too loud, man.
It's a mixture of two things. It's a mixture of two things, right? It's this. Fear, anger, emotion, all the things that take you to hell or, you know, the dark side, bad emotions, etc. You sign up for those things, and you shouldn't sign up for those things. That's a combination of one. And then I'm also living my dream, being a video game streamer, whether I'm successful or not. I'm doing what I always wanted to do, which was play video games all day professionally. And so I'm so unequivocally goddamn happy. My mother loves it. She's never seen it before. She'll tell me all the time, you're actually really happy now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking happy. Even when I'm like miserably taking care of pathologic storage lockers still 25 years later and doing it with a smile on my face.
Right, just a second. Let's say this
You know, it doesn't mean I can't be happy.
caller here. Hi, caller.
Fuck you, piece of shit. Fuck you, piece of shit. I'll slice your throat. Blah, blah.
An exercise hand. Make blended drinks today. Hello, caller.
They're too scared to talk. They're too scared.
All right.
And this is what, and I knew this 17 years ago. I knew exactly what this job would be. I knew what it would be.
Well, we ran through the lines here. Let me.
I'm gonna fall.
Oh no, that's not gonna work. Okay.
No, you can't. No.
All right.
No, don't do that.
Well.
No, you're gonna fall. Yeah.
What we like to do is just get some paint on the canvas. All right. So, I got some red paint.
What we like to do is actually maybe do some farming. So I'm actually going to do some farming, but what I'm really doing is mixing and blending drinks on TV. I won't lie about what it is I'm doing. So I'll farm here for 5 minutes, and then I'll go back to Mr. Mixed Drinks and Treadmill and his wonderful world. Where everything's wonderful, you know? Everything is awesome. Oh. Yeah, make me a tool or something. Yeah, like that thing. Yeah. Or no, not that thing. Yeah. Oh. Are you trolling me? There we go. Okay, so while I'm safe here, I'm going to continue to watch this awesome video.
Paint, and I'm at the bottom of this paint.
By the way, our crew got a professional painting from this guy done while he was mixing and blending drinks on TV for $400. And what we asked for was a man with a shark down his pants. And we have an original from this guy, and it's called Man with Shark Down Pants. And the shark's eating the man's crotch. And this guy drew that for us. We have a one-of-a-time original from this guy. I don't own it. My friend D owns it, but I mean but one of my crew owns an original from this guy named literally Man with Shark Down Pants. Yes, I'm crazy. I keep telling you how crazy I am. The colors in the background should definitely light it up, you know? Oh, sorry, you can't see it. Here, I'm sorry. I forgot I was on display adapter because Rust sucks. Rust sucks! No, I'm just kidding. Rust does not suck.
I should just throw it away, but
Heck.
I'm just gonna, just for experimental purposes.
For experimental purposes.
You know,
Yeah, a bit of an experiment. Fuck it. I'll just do it live.
Part of this show is that it's okay to
Bit of experiment. I'm just gonna respond to comments in real time live. I don't care. Nothing's public with me. I have no secrets.
It's okay to fail.
It's okay to fail.
And you never know. You might learn something from
Notice he talks really loud.
the process. So, you know, at the very least, you know, we stretch too. You know, before you do this, you want to stretch your body before you get into this kind of position. Don't kill yourself. Okay, 3.6 miles an hour. Okay, that's a good pace. 3.8, kind of a good brisk walk. Okay, let's see who these callers are today. Caller number 25. Hello, caller. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from LA.
Yeah,
LA?
All right.
Oh, no, well, like, what are you gonna draw with that red paint? You know, like, I kind of had an idea, but you remind me.
Shoot it out, man. Shoot it out.
Shoot it out.
Draw, like maybe a guy with red, like signifying like.
And see, so a lot of people who come in my community, they don't use me like this, and I wish they would. I wish people would use me like this more. It's actually kind of funny.
Blood, you know.
Right,
You know?
Right, some sort of bloody thing.
Some kind of bloody thing.
Santa Monica.
Fuck Santa Monica!
Okay, all right.
Because that kid's brother probably got shot down in Santa Monica. So, all right, all right now. I know you feel that way, but you probably shouldn't say it in public. Fuck Skycat, blah, blah.
This show's about the creative process.
This show's about the creative process, okay?
It's not a.
It's not a show for cussing or calling Skycat names or loser and this.
It's not about getting shouts out. We want
Shouts out or any of
to
that.
try to help you all out.
We're trying to help you all out with our crazy rainbow head.
Okay, it's a tough world, like first caller mentioned.
Crazy rainbow head!
We're trying to.
Crazy rainbow
Just a
head!
little-
Crazy rainbow head!
Okay.
Crazy
So,
rainbow head!
When the day's done, and you know when you're waking up early in the morning, it's nice and peaceful.
Nice and peaceful.
Get that in our real lives, all right?
Try to get that in our real lives. So when you go out in the morning and you're like, everything's awesome, and I'm so high on my own crack that I'm happy, finally. And I'm like, yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so high on my own, like, false bravado or whatever, that I'm convinced I tricked myself into being happy now, somehow. And so you wake up and there's a peaceful morning in the morning and you're thinking about how nice the calm and the birds are. And you're like, oh man, let's make that our entire reality all the time. Ah!
Got a call here,
You got another call here.
and we'll just cut you off if there's any
Yeah, we'll cut you off if there's any problems. Fuck you.
sense that there's something going on. Okay, hello.
Yeah, there's some kind of spaghetti head problem.
Hello, caller number 25. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hello,
Hello.
I'm calling from LA.
Hey, LA.
Hi, how you doing? What's your name?
I'm Joanna.
Joanna?
You like
No, that girl's name is not Joanna.
to paint or exercise or make blended drinks?
I like to paint, I like to make juices, and I want to suck your dick.
All right. That's probably a happy customer there. No.
Crazy. Hey, I think what you're doing is great.
Okay.
I think what you're doing is great. It's the same kid called back.
What picture you're gonna paint her, like some kind of Van Gogh or something?
You know, it could be. It could be. We're figuring it out. Sometimes I like to enter the process without knowing what the hell I'm doing.
You're doing great right now. Keep doing it.
Okay, man.
Fuck him, man.
I like that, though.
I like that. I like the energy, though. I like the energy.
Fun there.
There's something fun in there. There's something funny
I
there.
don't like that end.
But I don't like that. I don't like that, though.
But that's okay.
That's okay. It's okay.
It's, we're human. We always.
We're human. We're human. We have rage and.
We're all bound to make some mistakes in our lives.
In our lives. So sometimes you're just a born loser who attacks people all the time. Okay, well sometimes your life is like that sometimes.
Okay, let's not get into that.
Let's not get into it.
Blended drinks now.
Yeah, blended drinks.
Healthy segment here on the show. We're trying to cram in a lot of
This is like my greatest hero, pretty much.
stuff here in the half.
Your hero is like David Grohl or whatever. My hero is this guy.
Creativity.
Bob Ross is like a scrub compared to this guy.
Okay, we got some of this shaved ice.
We got some of the shaved ice. Yes, he's gonna throw some ice in the mix, guys. Some ice in the mix on the treadmill. I hope that goes well.
That we got to put in here. You don't need ice cream
You don't need ice on a treadmill, no.
when you make a blended drink.
You really don't want ice on a treadmill, no.
You don't need milk.
You really got to have some bananas on a treadmill. Banana peels on treadmills.
You could just, try things with ice, and maybe a little milk might not hurt. But you know what? What the hell? Let's try that. All right. I know we got those calls. You just hold on, man. Hold on. Get to those calls here.
Get to those calls here.
Okay, the sick line 50. Okay, I presume we screened this line out. Line 50, hello. Johnny, that wasn't screened. You got another screen caller?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's try this one. Hello, caller. All right. Okay, maybe we won't take calls today.
Maybe we won't take calls today. They seem to be pretty angry today.
All right. Okay, so let's put a banana in there.
Let's put a banana peel in the mix.
Know if this is gonna taste good or nothing. but I'm gonna do it.
Or
anyway,
nothing,
you know
but
what
I'm
saying?
doing it anyways.
Let's just put it in there. All right.
He's so tired.
Just for,
I'm so tired. I've been doing this for like, I don't know how many hundreds of days or something. I'm so tired. I've been doing this 14 hours a day for like, I don't know how many hundreds of days.
practicalities. Let's just see it work.
He's physically tired. I'm mentally tired.
All right. Okay, let's not forget about
Oh, man. It's tripping me out, man.
all right.
Why is that wiener getting fucking shredded?
Paint. And
Oh, it's
now
tripping
the
me
white
out,
paint.
man.
I have some white paint and different colored paints here. All right. I think I need a pulsate.
Yeah, pulsate it. Like,
Pulsate that. There you go. How do you get that thing to Johnny, what's wrong with this machine?
What's wrong with this machine? It's the producer's fault somehow. It's your fault, you idiot. You're mixing drinks on it. It's liquid, you idiots.
Oh, you need to-
You spilled ice and liquid all over the treadmill. What's wrong with this machine? Yeah,
Liquid.
it's slow. It's liquid. Yeah. All right. Well, we knew that was gonna happen.
All right, well, this is pretty watery. This is the lemonade.
This is a guy who will do anything. I'm talking anything to get famous. He doesn't care.
Let's try that out. All right. This is the test kitchen here today. We're
This is
testing
the
out
test
new
kitchen.
products.
Oh,
All right. So we got the ice cubes in there, lemon flavored. We got a banana, and now I'm gonna put in this lemonade concentrate. Okay, there's our liquid, baby.
there's our liquid, baby.
That's our liquid. All right, let's put the cap on there.
That looks delicious, John.
All right, now we're talking. All right. Okay. It makes it seem a lot better when you're
No, don't kill me.
do that little testing, like you got some control of what you.
Okay. That's not good. Oh, very scary. Yeah. Just get away from him a little bit. Oh, goddamn frame rate loss. The only game I fucking play with any frame rate loss anymore. God damn it. Well, there's that run, I guess. Fuck it. Yeah, thanks for the frame rate loss, Rust. Really fun to play your game.
You're doing, you know.
Why don't you squeeze it with the orange juice?
Yeah, I think what we want to do is let this ferment for a few minutes, take a few calls. Welcome to Let's Paint Exercise and Make Blended Drinks.
Hey, bro, how you doing? This is Bruce from Venice.
Hey, Bruce from Venice. What would I could do for your creativity process?
Well, I was understanding that you needed some liquid,
That's right.
and I just thought maybe I could be of help. I mean, if, you know, when somebody needs liquids, I'm always called, and I'm there, you know, on the double. What
Okay,
kind
man.
of liquids would you prefer? I got all the liquids in the world.
All right, I know where you're going. Thanks, caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to Let's
Hey,
Paint
what's
Exercise.
happening, bro?
What's up?
Hey, faster, man. Get it faster on that. Come on, man. Run on faster.
All right.
I'm with you.
All right, let's go. Okay, good.
Faster, brother.
Faster,
All right,
brother.
All right.
Rock it, man. Make some more of that juice.
All right, we're at 5.
Come on.
Okay,
We're at
fellas,
5.
Let's introduce some yellow into our painting.
I'm painting.
Oh, damn.
Faster. You wussy.
There's my mic. Oh, we lost the creativity that we got with that particular person. All right. And of course, I lost my mic. You're watching Let's Paint Exercise and Blend Drinks here on Time Warner Cable here.
Okay. Now I'm gonna play Rust. Sorry. I had to get, you know, let's paint, blend drinks and stuff out of my system, you know? Oh man, the frame rate loss, man, the frame rate loss. It's like, I can't wait for this RAM or whatever, whether the RAM or whether the fucking client actually was like good. Either way, I want the frame rate loss to go away. Please. My god. Can't even fire a shot without losing 100 frames. On like a fucking compound bow. Come on, man. $70, $80, $90, $130, $70, $80, $90, $130. Come on. Ooh, actually, Yeah, I forgot to get water. This is a good place to spawn, actually, because I can get a lot of XP here. Yeah. Let's turn on some music and grind this game. Yep. All that's done. That's done. Let's close all of the extra stuff, right? Yep, done. We can just destroy this wonderful thing. Yep, no. Nope. And then we should be good. And display captures off. Drink some water. Ah, move, damn it. Move. God damn, Rust, come on, please let me move. God. Why do they wedge you all the time? I left the river, which I didn't really want to do. I keep telling Microsoft, yes, save, sure, save it. By the way, guys, if you want to buy this for $100, you can. I don't know. Don't sign up for it. Man, can Windows handle a title change? Probably not. Yeah, great. Alright, whatever. Yeah, I don't know, like documents or whatever, yeah. Now. Very good. What shall we listen to now? No, this won't be good enough.
Your Rage Gaming has not only moved to Kick, but is also signed with FaZe. Let's watch the video. Here we go.
Huh. Alright.
Tell the bosses upstairs. The project is complete.
Yeah, I don't want this. I'm gonna listen to some royalty-free music. Oh, cool. Picking a pumpkin dropped me 78 frames. Nice. No, I think it was better without them. I'm gonna ding. I'm gonna ding 82. That's so good. I'm gonna get close to being able to fix the SARS now. Only got another level, I think, or no, another 2 levels to go after this one. So it'll be probably next wipe. It'll probably be like day 1 of wipe or something, but or not wipe, next week. Excuse me. Something like that. I don't know when I'll be able to reach SARS, but I'm getting closer. Or fix the SARS, excuse me. Why is there bodies right there? That's not good. Oh, wow. Shit. Nice. A revolver. It's helpful. The frames! The frames! The frames, you piece of shit! The frames! The frames! You fucked me on the frames! Oh my god, you fucked me on the frames. Oh my god, why? At least I didn't die. At least I didn't die. Don't drop my frames like that ever again. I can't wait for this RAM. Jesus Christ, man. Fucking bullshit frames. Fucking jacking me. Worthless ass goddamn client. Should have gotten like 7 melee swings and I got 2. Retarded. Is it 90 or is it 10? Maybe I should try VSync now, because it's like every time it drops. Every time it drops, it drives me crazy. Ooh. That was a little better. It dropped 50 frames, but it didn't stop. It didn't freeze, though. It didn't stutter. It only dropped 50 instead of 100 when I fired the weapon. Wait, I know where I am. Okay. Can't move! Wedged! Constantly wedged! At all times! Every time I touch a wall, immediately wedged. Can't move. I fucking can't stand your bad design most of the time. Have you guys never figured it out? I've got to do a video about their walls now. Goddamn bullshit wedges. Walls are actually really hard to, like, actually catch up against. You gotta pretty much, like, get a full-blown, like, 45-degree angle into them and shit. I really don't like their walls. Fucking horse shit. Not all games have this issue either. At all. Walls are goddamn deadly. Worse than players. I fear walls far worse than players. Like, the nightmares, they're about the walls and the wedging. They're never about the players and the headshots and shit. It's always the walls and the wedging that I got the, you know, the really bad fear about. When I think about fighting somebody, I think about the walls and how the game's gonna fight me. I don't think about the player at all, I think about the limits of the game and what the game's gonna do to fight me. Like wedging me on the wall and shit like that. I don't think about the PvP engagement at all. It's always the same three things. Frame rate loss, fucking wall wedge, and like harassment. And when I play Rust, and it's annoying. It pops up so often. But it's okay right now. It seems to be doing better now. It's like rendered and it's not raining. Beautiful. There's something positive. Usually I can't even get through all the frame rate losses and the wall wedges and the bullshit to even see the game for how beautiful it is. And that's really a shame. I don't know why those things still exist in 2023, except for the crapulence in the developers' souls. They can easily see these issues and they don't fix them. I don't really know why. So I try to remember things like this, you know? This beautiful scene right here. I try to remember the happy things about it and not the constant frame rate loss and the wall wedging and the bullshit. Then the constant, like, 7.5 minute loads into crashes and stuff. I mean, I try not to think about the bad sides of the Rust client and try to just, you know, try to remember the good sides of it, you know? This is frankly the most beautiful scene I've ever seen in the history of gaming, really. So I see this, I glance over and I see this and I think, at least, you know, well, I think honestly that my graphics aren't good enough. There we go. And I try not to remember the 7.5 minute loads into crashes and all the thousands of hours that I've lost to the load screen and the wall wedging and the fucking bullshit and I can't seem to win a fight in Rust for some reason or whatever. And I just try to remember this stuff. Nice frame rate loss on that reload. Reality is actually a really funny thing. Ugh. Ah, get off me. Nice frame rate loss on that item sweep. Fucking great. Yeah, just stay to 60 then if you can't handle the frames. Jesus Christ, man. What is wrong with you fucking developers? Fix your games. That's gonna be Zelly. Is Zelly on the server at the moment? Get off me. Fucking fly. Oh, no, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, no. Poor plant. There we go. There we go. Sorry. Poor plant got knocked over. Oops. There, I got it. I got it. So I threw it on the ground, even though I had an empty inventory slot. So I threw it on the ground. It's like, wow, man, why can't you fix that? Why can't you fix that obvious fucking incredibly bad design? Sorry, but a lot of the things I'm doing right now is just like blaringly yelling at me in terms of how you design this stuff sometimes. It's like yelling at me with the bad design. It's like kind of annoying. Like throw my fuel on the ground for some reason when I have an empty inventory slot. Why would you ever do that? Just saying. I think he upgraded the health on some of the pigs or something. There's like some kind of animal mod running now. Because I've died to some animals recently. That guy took definitely 2 mags. That would kill, I believe, 3 players. 3 players. Two nailgun mags will absolutely kill 3. Well, like more like 5 or 7 players, but it won't kill a pig for some reason. It's sort of a little weird. Maybe not so weird. The pig can definitely take more damage than a human being, I would say. It's definitely a more hardy creature. God damn it. It's like playing the same song over and over again here. I play a different DJ now. He's good though. White Bat Audio. He's so fucking sweet. He's really good. They're so hard to get. I gotta bring those back. Those two, technically. It's gonna be such a good day. Nice, not bad. Da-na-na-na. I like this one. That's a really good one. Brave Axios, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do. Yeah. I'm sure Brave Axios is really good, actually. Fuck yeah. What's he doing? Oh, he's morphing. Phase 2. Dun, 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 na, 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 na. Oh, I got points. Shit. Oops, oops, oops. Okay, 1.5, like 2 levels away. I'm gonna try and get that today by just like doing a lot of XP activity around this gas station. I love our snow base, but there's a lot of travel between it and land. And what I'm trying to do is a little bit more like in and out basic. It's kind of like penetration. I want to bang this land for everything it's got and all the XP it's got right here. And I'm going to, and I'm going to foster a base while I'm doing it too, because I can just run harbor and run gas station and just farm everything around for a lot of XP. I'm gonna try to get to blacksmith so I can like fix those SARs before the wipe is over, you know. So you'll see me like go through here until my friend wants to get on Baldur's Gate. I have enough cloth for Steph now. He might be getting on here soon, so I put their beds there. So if they want a foothold on this side of the island, they've got it now. It's the Green Harbor, Green Oxums. Come in and out of here at will. You know, much easier setup point for like finding a mini heli over here on this side of the island, way far away from where we live. And I'll metal this, and I'll make it secure, and I'll honeycomb it, and I'll do all that, and I'll use that as the content and the reason to do all of it, to get all the XP to excuse me. Shit. We got Milligun on the server. Zelly, Milligun on the server. No, just the population, that's all. I checked the player list. Just the pop, that's all. Just a heads up, you know, we're not alone anymore. I'm on Rust for half an hour more and then Baldur's Gate 3. See what we can do in that time. That's why the music's on. Love this song. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah. My axe is just gone? Oh no, there it is. Wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Fucking Kefka. Fuck Kefka. Must have killed him 75 times or something. Fuck Kefka! The poisoning of Doma, you will stand! You will stand for the poisoning of my people. Fucking Kefka. Fucking orange face Kefka. What up, Hop? How you doing, buddy? Got us about 25 minutes of hardcore Rust here, and then Baldur's Gate 3 for about 3 hours, and then probably Rust. And the Baldur's Gate 3 will be duo. Doing good, we're doing real good. It's an excellent, excellent whatever the fuck day it is. Okay, Jesus, that was kind of savage. I jumped into a wolf. This is not the first time this week I have fallen on an animal. One time I fell on a bear. Zelly can tell you, Zelly can tell. Run and tell Zell Bell Zelly Bell can run and tell. Zelly Bell can run and tell of the time I fell on the bear. You know, I heard there was a movie called Cocaine Bear. I want to see that. None? Fucking none. 2 pounds, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is he underage? I bet he is, huh? Yeah, yeah, chewing tobacco, man, that's a bad habit. But, I mean, all of tobacco is a bad habit. But, yeah, I would do it, too. I would do that for him, yeah. I don't care about that. Shit, I really don't have any crude oil at all. No crude oil. Oh, so can 17-year-olds buy tobacco there? That's kind of cool. Or did you use a fake ID? Or did they just not card you? They didn't card you, did they? That's good. I used to do what we called the shoulder tap. You gotta tap on their shoulder and like, hey... will you buy us liquor? I'll pay you $20. He doesn't have a debit card. Ah, okay. See, but you can't buy tobacco until you're 18, right? How did you guys get around the age restriction? Yeah, you just get stuff for them. Okay, cool. Oh, like on the internet, right? On the internet. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Yeah, on the internet. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You kids have it so easy. You have Amazon and shit. I didn't have Amazon until I was like 20. Crude oil. There we go. Where else haven't I been? Like the whole chain loop of it, I guess. It's so dark, it'll be annoying to run it because I don't have it memorized perfectly. It's like, ah. But I mean, I've run Harbor thousands of times, but... Right? So yeah, see? So yeah, I'll keep it quiet if you keep it quiet. What they don't know won't hurt them. "16 is a young age for chewing tobacco. You should tell them to vape tobacco. Tell him chewing tobacco will give him mouth cancer. Tell him to buy a vape and to vape tobacco. It's much, much safer. But if choose what those kids want to do, more power to them. It's their choice to put what they want to put in their bodies. I've never thought the age restriction was okay. In Europe, you can buy tobacco at age, I believe it's like whatever you can see over the counter. It's like 12 or something. You can buy liquor at 16 and tobacco at 12. Yeah, like get a Zynga. Yeah, get a Zing. Yeah, like a, or what are they called? Those little disposable burners, right? Sin is not bad at all. Yeah. Like tell him to do that. Because yeah, the man, like some of those kids though, see a baseball kid. Some of those baseball kids, they like to chew. I bet he's a baseball kid, right? Does he play a lot of baseball? Because yeah, like that, like often in America, it's not always the case, but often the kids that I ever met that like chew, it was because the baseball players did it. So I always kind of wonder if sometimes if it's like if he likes baseball, that kind of thing. Yeah, they aren't noticeable. Yeah. Oh yeah, the kids be vaping. Yep. I think vape is the safest way to consume anything, really, in my opinion. Your mouth, you're gonna get cancer. Like they have proven, like the big warnings on the commercials with chew, is you're not gonna get cancer of the mouth from vaping and smoking, really, but you will get cancer of the mouth if you whatever mouth cancer is if you chew. So it's a valid reason to go to vape. And if you want to break the rules and be social with your friends and vape and stuff, I think that's a lot more better for the kid than like chewing, you know. But if he wants to chew, let him chew. You know, it's his deal. You know, chew won't make you stink the way tobacco will. You know, chew is the least of the smelling ones. Like you can, like your guys' parents might smell tobacco on his breath because it kind of stinks, like in the car and stuff like that. But chew, you know, of the different ways to do tobacco, it's actually the one that stinks the least, and that actually might be a good reason for him to do chew at his age, because it's the one that he's gonna get away with. They do. Oh, I love the Zyn. Oh yeah. I vaped tobacco for 3 years. From 2019 until 2022, when I got off probation. Excuse me, just say it. Excuse me. So I was crying about something earlier, which always messes up my goddamn nostrils and stuff. But the chew, you know, yeah, it won't stink. Vape doesn't really stink either. Chew probably stinks more than vape, though. Yeah, there's some interesting alternatives out there. If you want to do something like smoke socially with your friends as a teenager, there's some good stuff out there. Hop. Don't ever do tobacco if you can avoid it, and I'll tell you why. In the end, you'll end up spending between $20,000 and $100,000 on it. Tell your brother that too. Best to just stay away. Not because of the peer pressure thing or because it's bad for you or any of that stuff. The money, man. The money is off the hook. I must have spent $125,000 in my lifetime on tobacco. It's like $6 to $10 a pop. $25 for vape, $30 for vape, $48 for vape here and there. That money, it adds up real fucking fast, and that's the advice. I'm going to speak out against teenage smoking, though I think it's basically like impossible to stop it, so I don't care. But I will say, when teenagers wanted to use tobacco, I really don't care about that. Honestly, I believe it should be legal. I don't care about it. But what I do think, they should be careful about is how expensive it is. It's so expensive. Yep. Okay. So I smoke cigarettes full time, and how I got about this was I just didn't ever get close to my mother, which is also not advisable. Don't back away from the loved ones in your life who want to give you a hug or whatever when you're at graduation because you stink like tobacco, and by the age of 17 they're gonna know that you're smoking tobacco anyways. You think you're hiding it. They know. They always know. You think you're hiding it. If you ever think you're pulling something over on your parents, they always know. They can smell it on you. They've got sixth sense with it. They can read your mind. You think you've gotten away with it. Trust me, they know. They just don't want to hassle you about it. They don't want to break the covenant of calling you on the lie. They don't want to teach you a lesson about it. They want you to figure it out by yourself. That peer pressure stuff, right? But they also, and I'm sure they want to punish you if you shove it in their face and stuff. But in reality, they probably don't want to bust your bubble, but they definitely know what you guys are doing, probably. The other thing is they probably know. So just understand, if you're laboring under the false assumption that your parents probably don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't really do that. They almost always know in the end. So just, So if he's trying to hide, if he's buying things or spending money in a certain way to try to hide it from them, I would just tell him to outright do whatever it is he actually wants to do, because they're going to find out anyways. It's kind of dumb. Don't be wasting a lot of time and money trying to conceal something. People figure it out. People figure it out. Drugs or tobacco or any of that stuff. They'll figure it out. Trying to bother to hide it is actually kind of a waste of time. They'll figure it out on their own. So that's my thing about that. Don't spend a lot of money when you're 17 on tobacco like I did. I must have spent, it was a pack a day for 365 days at $5.75 a pack. I can tell you the reason not to do it, Hop, and it's not because of all the bullshit on the commercials. They might mention the money, but they won't mention it the right way. I will do the math for you what it is to be a cigarette smoker, because I did it for 27 years, and it's not good. We're gonna pull the thing here, and I did this for 27 years, and I don't know why I did this, but I did. I smoked a pack a day for 27 years, and I started when I was 13, and by the age of 17 I was a pack a day, and I was also not even living at home, so no one told me what I couldn't smoke either by the age of 16. I was out of the home by the age of 16 because I was legally emancipated, basically, because my mother always lived 6 or 9 blocks away. So if there was ever a problem, I could just go home. She didn't care if I slept at the kids' houses and stuff, because they were always within 1 to 3 to 5 or 6 blocks away. So if she ever had a problem, she'd be like, "Okay, come home now," and I'd just come home now, right then and there. I'd walk home. It'd be 5 blocks, and I'd be home. I'd be like, "What's up?" And she'd call me on the cell phone, kind of thing. So I had a pretty lucky life when I was 16 compared to most teenagers, because I had the community raising me. So there was 60 kids in my high school who were looking out for me, and all of their parents and all of their houses, and I had the free run of all of those kids' houses. Not all of them, but a bunch of their houses. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Hop. I've been ignoring what you said. I'm sorry. Let me read the back comments, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to deliver a soliloquy here. Some of my friends sell vapes for pretty cheap. When I was a teenager, I sold packs of cigarettes for, I believe it was $12, and I would steal cartons from the King Supers, and I would make $150 off of a carton, and I would sell it in 10 minutes. I would let my crew know that I had the cigarettes, and I did this for a long time. You want to be king of the high school, be prom king, buy them the cigarettes. That's not a bad idea, Hop. Buy them the cigarettes. I did it when I was your age, too. I bought everybody the cigarettes, motherfucker. I got the fake ID when I was like 15 and shit, and I did it. I bought alcohol. I bought cigarettes. I did everything. I did everything for everyone. There's this old Everclear song that we used to sing, a lot in my crew, and they would dedicate it to me, because we was singing in my car. There was a video about it where we all used to hop around and stuff. There's this Everclear song called Everything for Everyone, and that was my job. I wasn't a drug dealer ever, not until I was like 35. I was just, everything to everyone. This is a really good fucking song. It's a really good video too. Everclear, everything to everyone. If I was on Twitch, if I wasn't on YouTube, I would play it. Do not steal our stuff, right, Hop? Yeah, don't steal, Hop. I'm just saying what I did, and trust me, I got caught for it a lot. I went to all kinds of stuff like juvie and shit like that. Don't be stealing either. You get caught all the time. I got caught stealing all the time. I'm the example of what not to do, right? So, but I was everything for everyone. I would steal. You can't do this anymore, so it's okay for me to tell the story. You can't steal the cartons anymore, by the way, Zelly. You can't steal them anymore. They guard them like it's Fort Knox. They put it behind the fucking counter with 17 cameras and 10 employees and shit. You can't steal the cartons anymore, so I can tell a story about this. I'm not condoning that he steal. He can't steal. I challenge him to do it. He'd have to be a bank robber to take those cartons of cigarettes. I'm dead serious too. 7-Elevens, King Supers, everybody knows this. You can't get to the cartons of cigarettes anymore. But in my age, old cigarette aisles in the in like stores and stuff, they would be like this shit. It was like, it used to be like this. It would be like right in the aisle. There would like be beer and cigarettes just right there in the fucking aisle. You could just walk right up to them and pull them off the fucking wall. Right? Yeah. See, I'm telling him not to do it. I'm just telling a story. And also, his generation, they can't do it. They can't do it like we did. I have friends who literally had left the home at the age of 14, living in places like the youth shelter, who were stealing cartons of cigarettes from the King Supers. That whole way of life was like they were like boosters, right? They were like boosters. They had a way of life. They would go to the store and they would fill their trench coats with cartons of cigarettes and bottles of beer and like anything that people would buy. And so then I would go to high school with the carton of cigarettes I'd stole the previous night at King Supers and shit, and I would sell them for $12 to $20 a piece, a pack. And that's 10 packs at $12 to $20 a piece. And I would clear $200 in 10 minutes when I was like 15 years old, and I don't condone this behavior. I'm just saying, if you want to be popular, that's one of the ways you can do it. And I didn't really feel that bad about that. I felt bad about stealing, but I didn't feel bad about supplying them cigarettes, because who the fuck cares about that? I was a very bad person for a long time, kind of, and that's an example of one of the ways I was bad. So I had a friend, he used to boost from the Golden, Colorado fucking King Supers up there in the mountains and shit, and he had me bring him there in my green Subaru, and then he would go in there and he'd bang the joint for like 14 cartons of cigarettes and like two cases of beer and shit, and we'd take that to the mountain parties and we would get laid. People loved us. People remembered us all their lives. These were tricks that I used to use to really manipulate people and get them to love me and shit like that. I'm not proud of it. I'm just telling you stories. That's it. I don't condone the behavior. I'm just saying, like, that's one of the ways that you can gain power over people. If you give them what they want, like entertainment. I'm here as a streamer trying to give you what you want all day, every day. It might not be so good sometimes, but I'm trying to be tip top all the time. Just keep it entertained. Keep it 100 Brody all the fucking time, you know what I'm saying? So like, and that was how one of the ways I did that with manipulation of people my age when I was a teenager is you hand them a bottle of Jack when their girlfriend cheats on them, hand them a bottle of Jack when their boyfriend cheats on them, hand them a pack of cigarettes if they're a cigarette addict and their dad beat their ass that night, hand them a pack of cigarettes if they've got a test coming up and they're really, really overstressed and about to pop a gasket or whatever. This is one of those ways you can, because people have vices whether you you tell them to or not. So one of the ways you can gain power over people is giving them what they want, which is something that I wholeheartedly believe in. Give them what they want beyond rape, murder, or like child molestation or thievery or scamming or most of the things that you generally go to jail for a long time for. I pretty much say give the people what they want. All the vices, it doesn't matter. They're going to do it anyways. Trying to tell them not to just makes them do it more. So, and the best way to do it is stay sober through the whole thing. It's just take advantage of their weaknesses. You can get girls to sleep with you for certain things, and I'm not saying you should do this, but I mean, it is a reality. Certain like girls will sleep with you if you have a car. Girls will sleep with you if you have their tobacco. Girls will sleep with you if you have music or you're a lead singer in a band. If they think you have what they want, which is like, you know, you're the hot shit on, you know, if you're the hot shit on the block, they'll twerk or whatever for a guy who will give them what they want. And sometimes that's dancing, sometimes that's love, sometimes that's a good relationship, sometimes that's humor. Humor's usually the fastest way to do it. If you can make a girl laugh, you can get in their panties if they're single. And I mean, generally, if you can make the girl laugh, they're going to consider you again. And that's the secret about women. You know, that I guess I could say you could say I used it all my life, but I mean, it's not using it. It's they'll tell you right to your face what they like. A man who can make them laugh, a man who will walk with them on the beach, a man who will go snowboarding with them or a concert, a man who will like listen to their problems, you know, and all that shit. It's very simple. If you give them what they want, they will love you. Oh. Goddamn wolf tried to triple bang me. What the fuck is this shit? Get off me, motherfuckers. Ah. Goddamn wolves and zombies and all that. But yes, and am I on the right thing here? Oh, I'm on display capture. I'm so sorry. I'll fix the video here now. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Streamlabs is incompetent. Stole the money. Just like Face Punch. Okay, and back to the music. Okay, the co-op Baldur's Gate 3 session is starting here in 3 minutes, guys. We're going to do a transition from Rust to Baldur's Gate 3. Exalt Excelsior. The Rust is badass, and I'm coming back to it. I'm coming back to the space, you know? I'm definitely coming back to it. I'm coming right back to it after my friend goes to bed because he's got a job and kids and all that, so... Gonna, come back to this. I'm coming right back to this. But we're going to get a cool co-op Baldur's Gate 3 session. Okay, Zelly, there's a base in green by Oxum's, code locked, and feel free to use it. I bagged you guys in here, or you can break your bed in here if you don't want it. And and it's free use. I'm gonna come back here and enrich this base. I'm gonna pull a mini heli out of this neighborhood and some fuel or not fuel, but I'm sorry, metal. I'm gonna pull some metal and some levels out of this neighborhood later tonight in about 2 or 3 hours. For the rest of the night, I'll come back here. Absolutely. And so you guys, if you're hunting for a mini heli, you want to jump across and get kitted up. There's enough stuff here and food and a weapon and all this shit to make weapons, you know, nail guns and such and stuff if you need it. It's all in there. Yep. And then this will stand. I'm gonna go be on Baldur's Gate 3 here for just a couple of hours. Oh yep. And then I'll be back here for the rest of the evening. So. Okay, we're gonna pause this. That's over with. We're gonna kill all of these video details. I've got to restart the stream here. I apologize. Or no, I don't know. I don't need to do. Yes, I do. I got to restart the stream here, guys. But I'll be back in momentarily.